and the entertainment begins. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. Sean Driver, the Red Horde, and I'm at the controls. Brendan, I don't know whether he wants the details out there or not. I don't think it's a secret. He didn't tell me not to tell anybody. I don't know. He is away dealing with civic duties. Let's leave it at that just until he wants to come back. He can let you know what that issue is, if there is an issue, if there's anything around that line. We are live. And as I said, I'm in the control. So it's going to be a little bit creative today. None of the little features that normally there are going to be there. That's okay. I'm hoping that you're able to get this. If my volumes are fine and everything's good, Mertland, a wild free Canadian, I see you guys are there. Please let me know that you're picking everything up fine, as this was a bit of a smash grab, put it together on a work Tuesday, which is always fun, sneaking it in at lunch, and yeah, it got done. And so, hey, David, let me know, make sure everything's all set up, and we'll take you through this one in the 15 minutes that we have in the run-up, as Mark is on the headset doing his thing a little bit louder than I think I need for the game, so I'm going to turn that down, and we'll chat about this one. Excellent. So no exclamation mark features for this one. That's fine. We'll be back on Saturday as things settle down, and there's more infrequent Tuesdays. I'm a little bit fortunate. I've liked the football going as frequently as it has, but I will take the break. David, how are you? Let's pop this one out here and make sure that this is working as I'm testing the system, and it is not. So let's find out why that's not working. Live chat in screen. It should be showing up right next to my ugly mug. Get overlay and copy. Always going to have a couple technical glitches, and then you guys get to see it all working live and in charge, and odd. It should be at the top, and it's not, and I don't understand why. There we go. Magic. Howdy, we've got it all figured out. The lineup, let me take you through that, and that's going to require a transition and or I bring up the window capture. Let's try, you know what, before I do that, let me move over here and see what happens if I do this. I'm just going to go with it. This is from Andy, and what he provides, more important than today, is just a little bit of a nice summary. We'll bring this up again as we go through things leading up to the Saturday, but this is the big dogs, what the top of the team is playing as far as strength of schedule heading into the new year. So these are the last 4 games in the league. You can see if you go across the top of the page, it has the stats. It has Wickham, Wrexham, Birmingham, Huddersfield, Stockport, Reading, and Bolton 1 through 7. He's also added 10 Mansfield. And yes, it is Crewe. Did I put Alexander in the page instead of Crewe Alexandra? Where did I misspell Alexandra? I don't know. And anyway, we'll get to the Virtue Trophy game. I just wanted to highlight this because I've only got 12 minutes before kickoff, and I appreciate this sort of work that he's done. We'll bring this up again, and in the lead up coming up to the match on Saturday. And I've got some special stuff at halftime as well that I'd like to go over, including the Rob Ryan Red potential new logo thing that I was looking to get some feedback. So stay tuned for that. The strength of schedule. If you look at the notes where I get the hay from this thing, is on the strength of schedule. He's ranked them 1 through 8 by simply doing the SOS points, by just taking the sum of those teams that are left to play. And you can see under Wrexham, we're sitting at 7th. That's because we have 2 teams that are in places 17 to 20, one in the relegation zone, and really only Blackpool who you can qualify mid-table. Oh, I put Crawley Town? Oh, down in the thing. Down there. I will take off the scoreboard, and I will have to get that fixed up as we go through it. So while we take this off, I'm going to take that off. We'll have to revisit it potentially at the half. And let's just bring up the lineup as we go through this. Super Brad Foster is in goal. And how am I going to do this now? I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to dump the lineup here and say okay. And it should, poof, pop up right in front of right to the next to me. As we're doing it all live. I'm going to fix the Crawley Town thing. I will get rid of that right now until we get that fixed. The lineup, Brad Foster in goal. Aaron James, interestingly, on the right side. No Harry Ashfield anywhere in the lineup. I expected almost and anticipated that we were going to see him. Nothing. As far as that goes, the back line makes sense. Dan Scarr, Tom O'Connor. That's as I predicted. So yay for me. Anthony Ford on the right side. The predictable. Mendy on the left. Predictable. The midfield, I thought we were going to see Harry Ashfield over one of George Dobson. I didn't think we'd see anybody fit, to be fair, in that lineup. I thought it would be Jones, Adam, and Harry Ashfield. it's not. And up front, Mo Fall and Jan Dottie Bodferson. I wasn't certain whether it was going to be Fall and Mullen or Fall and Bodferson. I thought, to be fair, that Mullen would get the full run out, trying to get his legs, get him off the schneid, do all that sort of stuff. But I guess on balance, when you're managing minutes, Parky turned into Bodferson and saying, get your job done. I'm going to jump into an, this is going to be tricky to do all live and on the fly, but I will do my best as I go back here. And it's probably going to end up making things a little bit bitty. And why did I pull the Crawleytown one? And I don't have a Crewe Alexandra one made. So I'm going to have to make it from scratch while I'm talking to you guys. It's still going to be, I guess I can do it in this red here, and it's just not going to be the right red, but that's okay. Crewe. So I apologize for this. It's the joy of the Tuesday matchups is everything gets a little bit chaotic. Trying to get work stuff dealt with and get to it. I haven't looked at the Crewe Alexandra lineup to be able to compare, largely because their Twitter, when I looked at it an hour ago, didn't have the roster up. They put a video up talking about the team and things, and so it wasn't exceptionally helpful. And is that the measure of disrespect that is going to bite us in the back? The fact that the foreigner from across seas put the wrong football club up as to who the competition was, and now they're going to end up saying horrible things about us, I guess, if it bites us in the butt. You guys can blame me. I will try to bring out whatever magic hat power is necessary for me to be able to fix this. If you're joining and tuning in late, I've made a blip. I have put the wrong team down on the scoreboard, and I'm aware of that. I'm just attending to it now. And let's change this. And I might make the scoreboard go completely wonky here in a second, but it's just going to have to be what the outcome is as I go. And how's that? I think that works. Okay, the music is on. The game is getting ready. I'm scrambling. Welcome to a Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon. Hi, can you go see Mom? And I've got the little munchkin.
Mommy.
Okay, can you go see Mama, please?
I want a kiss.
You want a kiss? I can do that. Here you go, kiss. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Look, that's your face right there. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay. Now you're going to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Okay, go find Mama? Okay. Oh. Bye-bye. Close the door, please.
And close the door.
Thank you. Madness to start things off. Tuesdays. They're beautiful. How do you say no to that? But you gotta end up, you know what? It's a live, it's a watch party, it's a watch along. If you haven't been here before, hi, Sean Driver. This is what we do. We do watch alongs, we talk about the game, we commiserate in the chat, which people I'm sure are doing and making comments that I will review momentarily. We do the Who Are You series, we do others, and we have a sponsor. I don't have the advertisement for them, but Ultimate Promotions, ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. If you're looking for pins, something like this, this is the press version. You can get the soft enamel, the hard enamel. You're looking for the metals that you want to use for unique trophy opportunities or for those challenge events. That's what they do. 48 years of experience, free artwork, free shopping. Look them up, hit them up, let them know that you came from the Red Horde. They've been very generous for us in trying to get things started, and so mass thanks to them. Fought Mob, Wrexham. Let's get into it and see. They don't pull these. I think I have to go to Sofa Score, to be completely frank. And we're into the mass chaos of things, and I can maybe turn to the chat. There we go. I miss that age. Never say no to that. Exactly, right? I'm glad everybody gets it. This isn't Swansea versus Barcelona, David. You're right. I got it wrong. It looks like there's about 11 people in the stands. Hey, these games still have the protest. It's really not so much this round, not so much the next round. You'll see a little bit of a bump, and then if you start to make the quarterfinals, things really go up. Ooh. And I'm choppy all of a sudden. It's a byproduct of my computer being slower than Brendan's. and when I open up things on my computer, it bites me in the butt. So let me slow some things down, and I will refrain from opening things up, because that's what bogs me down. So I've got one more window to open. Once I get that set up, everything will be fine. Show more. Here we go. And I want to just double check to see if FOTMob actually has theirs. All right. And somebody's messaging me like mad. All right. And so we'll see what FOTMob does with the lineup and giving details. So far they've just listed things, and I kind of wanted to look at where they were and what they've put forward for the starter. So Philip Marshall is in net. That is their regular starter. He's had 18 games, so they're going big there. James Connolly, he's a defender. He's had 871 minutes. James Knight-Labelle, he's a Canadian. 19-year-old. Well, that's a joy. Take him in. Number 3, he's in for this one. Lewis Billington, he's in. So that's mid minutes for their back line, with Zach Williams, one of their regulars, also there. So they've gone 1 kg veteran and everybody else low minutes. In the midfield, Finney, Powell, Brecken, and Lunt. Finney, Powell, Brecken, and all lower minutes. Billington's only seen 277, Brecken 309, Lunt 160. So you're getting a Thibault 331. So you're getting a midfield that is young, 20, 21, and inexperienced. And then you've got Thibault and Roberts up front. And so that's, again, Thibault, he's new, and Roberts, this will be he's only had 9 minutes. So Crawley Town, outside of their keeper and one in the back line, is going entirely young and inexperienced. I guess they're midfield, middle of the pack, but that gives you an idea as to what they're throwing forward at us. Well, interesting. Mark says a bit stronger than ours as far as their regulars, but odd, because their midfield still capable. A lot of people who have seen some starts there, but obviously I'm now fascinated in looking at Jamie Knight-Labelle, the Canadian, getting his shot and opportunity, not with the national team, and I haven't heard his name going up, and so getting an opportunity to apply his trade, and I'm now curious and want to bring up some of the bio. This is the joy of a Tuesday afternoon trophy game, is you just sort of leave it alone. From Montreal, he developed, we'll love this, a Canadian father and a Welsh mother. And they moved to Bristol when he was 5, and he attended Fairfield High School in Bristol. So he's been cap-tied. He's had 1 game internationally. He came in the 2024 Copa America qualifying playoff. I watched that just recently against Trinidad and Tobago, and he was named. And so we are looking to get underway. And he made a senior international debut against Suriname just recently. That was the November 19th window. And so obviously I didn't watch that game because I was like, we're going to handle that one. I'll worry about the games in March when they get a little funky. Bring it up the chat so we can follow along. Brad, not going to be here if you've missed that. It's Crewe. I'm going to remember. It's Crewe Alexandra. Have I said Crawley again? Crewe. But Brendan, yes, dealing with his civic duties. And I'll let him define if he wants to expand further on that. But not able to attend this one, which is why I've got all of the controls at my fingertips. You'll see me more active than I have been this year. And hopefully I don't stuff it trying to get this through. But Sam, everybody, how are you? Dave 666 chiming in on a Tuesday afternoon as we pull people from everywhere, and I'm gonna go and set up the wonderful setup that's still working down below. There it is, Crewe. The mass things you can do to help out while we get this one started. Like down below, join for $1 a month. You can do that. Send a little love that way. Let the algorithm gods know that we're here. Feel free to comment and light up the comments as much as you can go. The added features of the exclamation marks, not here for this one. And I'm going to get rid of that starting 11 thing in a little bit, but I'll leave it up just until we get familiar with where and who everybody is. And I'm obviously going to have a real entertaining time trying to follow who Crewe is, because they didn't give me the same graphic, or at least I couldn't find it. And then I've got a special, there we go, we're underway. No spoilers, please, unless you wait for my reaction. If you are ahead of me, we're at the 8-second mark, and away we go. Jones going to get a throw in down the right side, 18 yards extended, and Wrexham going from left to right on your computer monitor. Crewe going from right, so Crewe from right to left, Wrexham from left to right. Haul down there, no call, and the Crewe Alexandra going to get an opportunity early to walk the ball down the pitch. Here to watch the Sean chaos. Dave from the UK, how are you? Good afternoon. The game, I think, Ski Bum, tell me if anybody's got it wrong, but I believe the game is on is not on Paramount, so you've got to get this iFollow only, which is why maybe you guys are here. I know the Crew trained well from all of my trips to Wrexham. Early opportunity, Bodford, an 18-yard box, knocks it down, had an opportunity to take a swing, but decides to keep and hold it, get it out to Mendy, left side, cross, coming, no, faked. Here comes Mendy again, dancing his defender, and then embarrassed him to the ground, but then the service, a little bit to be desired there. Fall, able to hustle, go and save it, but can't get it back to Aaron James, who'd stepped up, and instead it's going to come back. Forward, that's not Barney over on the right wing. That's something I'm going to have to get used to. Appreciate it, Alex T. I like it. And David from Houston checking in. It is on Sky Plus over in the UK. I think in the US you've got to do iFollow, and internationally for everybody, to be completely fair. Mendy, added control from Wrexham, and I am, while we deal with this, going to look and just see what we've got between SofaScore during the Virtu Trophy thing as to what they're going to set up for us. So SofaScore seems to be the way to go today. The FOTMob, when it comes to the Virtu, does a half-assed job, and so we're just going to ignore it. Sparkling commentaries. Oh, the nerves. Mo Fall gets hauled down by... I can tell you this. I'm at 209, and I can see that I'm already... I'm getting the occasional slowdown, so I'll have to refresh this at some point, but not now, because Mendy into the 18-yard box. Opportunity gets the corner. Well done by Mendy. Saw it hit Williamson, just decided to leave it, and away we run the other way. I'm going to have to make this bigger so I can actually see the names on these people. Zach Williams, the experienced defender on that one, number 4. And he's been the one who's embarrassed. Knight LaBelle, running a 5-3-2, they are. Right-footed in-swinger, looks like Anthony Ford from a distance, and that's from Miles and Miles Genie. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. You're right, not on Paramount in the US. Hoo-wee. And I like this one. Let's celebrate the first super 99 cents from Genie. Much appreciated. 99 cents? 99 quid. Even better. The stands are pretty empty, David. We're looking at about a third full. Is that generous? A quarter full? I mean, the cop is completely empty. And so I haven't been able to see the tech end very well. But remember, this is the tournament that nobody cares about until you get close to Wembley. So the quarterfinals, people start to get a little bit interested, but the round of 32, which is what we went out in last year, not so much, as Crewe gets a throw in here, gets battered around, and then it goes to Mendy, who tries to save it, but it goes out, and Crewe's going to get another throw in about 30 yards away on the right-hand side, heading towards the tech end and right in front of the away goal. I'll try and give a little bit of extra color because those in the US may not have it. I always recommend, if you buy from iFollow, 80% of what you spend is going directly to the club. So feel free to throw that in there. It does help, and it's... allows Brandon and I to try a little extra tidbits, and I've been playing with some AI things to figure it out. Bodferson under pressure. I think we had a throw in. Oh no, I thought Mo Fall was going to touch that, or did touch it, and it was going to be their throw, but apparently it got off by Crewe, and it's coming back to us. Throw in. It's back to TOC. Tom O'Connor and Scar haven't been on the racecourse pitch in a game in a while. Over to Aaron James, the young defender with the academy. He's clearly got a future with the club, it seems, because they keep playing him frequently in these games. No Harry Ashfield. It'll be interesting to watch 33. Can't even complete the registration. Well, that would be a problem, John. And again, two foreigners with no tech experience, or very little, learning how to get games off, but still end up having some problems. Ruth, I'll try and keep you up to date. It's an opportunity for Crewe inside the box. Lost control. That was Dobson and Mendy joining to just get a clearance, and it's going to get collected here on a mass scramble over by Powell for Crewe. Powell on the left-hand side. Fall comes all the way back and nicks it from him. Well done, sir. And Dobson collects, and away we go up the... We've been looked sharp in the midfield. There's been, despite these guys not having regular time, they've been able to dance around. It's the long ball and the service from the wings that hasn't been there for yet. And there's another perfect example. It's too far for Bodferson, but it gets kicked out by the Canadian. Knight LaBelle made a mistake on that one, and we'll get a corner over on the right-hand side. It's exciting. When was the last time we saw a Canadian? I think it was a goalkeeper that was playing last year in League Two, and I haven't followed where he's been at. And not even a set Canadian goalkeeper. He was potentially going to play for Nigeria, potentially could play for England, potentially could play for Canada. This is a Canadian international. The first Canadian international that we've watched Wrexham take on. Left-footed in swinger from O'Connor. Near post, knocked down. Ooh, stab at it there. Aaron James trying to just click it on, but it ends up banging off of a Crewe defender, and we'll get another crack at it. Third corner of the game, lots of possession, and yes, nice to see Mendy get some time on there. Hey, I recognize that face. Somebody's logging in with an opportunity. I haven't told them why you're not on. It's not no dangerous opportunity, but punched away by the experienced goalkeeper. Marshall trying to get it. It bounces out. Knocked back in by Adam. No, not able to collect it, and it's Ford who has to recycle. Brings it all the way back to Mendy, who's in the middle of the pitch because of all of the players up front covering for the defenders, and he gets up to Aaron James, heads it on, and it's going to get cleared away. No, it's not. Mo Fall takes a crack, and ooh, it just snuck in. To the arms. I got you excited. Snuck into the arms of the keeper there, trying to get it past him, but Marshall able to collect that. That was the curious one for me, Ellis. No Mullen in this one. I thought for sure he was going to get some minutes, but you're on that balance. Do you take him off of the Schneid and make sure he gets out there? Do you manage his minutes to make sure you don't end up running him into the ground? Where do you fit on that? Plus, you've got the 4 games in December coming up. I think it was probably prudent, maybe prudent, to rest him, but... I don't know. It is nice to see Ford. You know what? The only name that I was really hoping to see, and I'm disappointed, is Ashfield. And I would rather have seen him, to be fair, over Dobson and over Jones in this one. Not in there anyway. John totally fell for that. And it's in to the goalkeeper's arm. Sorry. I won't do that again. I think with all the spoilers, I'm allowed to go and kind of try to catch you guys off every once in a while as well. Gonna be a throw in here. Finney on the left-hand side. Yeah, that's an honest, and that's the perfect assessment, Don. It's just that it's the December window. And so what do you do in the circumstances where you have him coming? The throw's in, Finney recollects it back, and Dobson comes over, tries to take it from Crewe, and instead they get it in, ball's played in, and Mendy just flicks it up in the air. That was Roberts trying to get it. Looked like 19. But I don't have a 19, so I've obviously gone incapable of reading numbers. Knight LaBelle moves it forward. Powell collects it, and that's a horrible delivery. And we're going to see Brad Foster and what his service looks like, because we haven't really seen him at all as of yet. How do you? I don't know. I can't. I'm not with you, David. I would love to, but with Fletch coming back from injury and not knowing exactly where he's at, not wanting to gas him or get a re-injury, I think you're obligated to sort of leave it alone. Salty down in Houston as John can't get in, and I don't know how to help you, my friend. I wish I could. Also insightful from Dave. He's saying if there are strikers that are coming in, which is expected to get at least one, potentially 2, we need to look at the ones that are not getting time to assess where to trim the fat. And Mullen on the list is what he's inferring, I think, is that he isn't going anywhere, so he didn't need to start. He's not going anywhere. He's not trimmed the fat, and so no need to play him. Need to find out, is Bodferson going to stay? Mo Fall, that's not fat to trim. Bodferson's the only, I think, victim, unless we get with 2, and then I don't know what you're going to do with that. You're going to have It can't be Mo Fall. You've got to get him League One minutes somehow. Is it Fletcher? Is it... Who comes off the top? Do you not list Marriott? I don't know. Lots of questions. But I think that's a fair assessment. Is this game... Nothing in the final thirds as of yet. Both teams have looked capable, us a little bit more so than Crewe, at building up through the midfield. But then it just dies once it gets 20 yards within either goal. Kryptonite in either goal, and the Superman runs towards it. They just end up failing. Dobson with it. He's going to have an opportunity to get it over to the left-hand side to O'Connor. Dave, Brandon not able, due to civic duties, producing this one. So I'm producing it. So none of the exclamation marks are going to work for this one. We've got no added features. So it's just going to be my ugly mug clicking along and enjoying the chat with you guys. And I will bring in a couple of things at the half, or try to, but you'll have to excuse me. I even screwed up the scoreboard and put the wrong team down. I put Crawley. Nice, Bodferson and Mo Fall with a 1-2, and Fall leaves it to Mendy over on the left-hand side, 35 yards out. Plays it up to Mendy, 20 yards out. Mendy got 4 guys on him. He's battling. A nice little goes to ground, but gets it back to Josh Adam, who just completely stands there and gets nutmegged. A little frustrating there after all that work, but maybe not expecting Mo Fall to actually get his long legs on the ball and kick that thing back. Fotmob's horrible for the Virtu / Bristol Street / Papa John's trophy. Conducting a funeral. Let's go with that. Maybe it's a wedding. I'll leave it to him. He's here, so he can let you know if he wants to identify what it is. I don't think it's a secret, but I also don't want to share details. He might not be able to either. I don't know. So we'll just leave it there. He's with us in spirit and also by typing. Mendy with it, left-hand side, tries to get towards the halfway line, gets hauled down by Brecken. And they say when that goes out that it's going to be a throw-in for Crewe. No foul given on the haul. Another subscription. Thanks, Neil10. If you're over on Twitch, you're over on X, and you're enjoying this so far and you're staying with us, come over to YouTube where we've got the chat and you too can take part in everything and hit the subscribe button. Feel free to do that. YouTube.com @TheRedHorde is another free kick. This is a slow game to get started. There is not a lot of... I'd say the first 5 minutes we came out a little bit more spry, but since then it's just nestled into a midfield walkabout, really. But we'll follow along. Still hear them in my head. He's typing Wrexham, and in your head David's just running Wrexham. Right-footed in-swinger going to come from about 35, 40 yards away. It's far post, and Brad Foster gets out, punches it clear, confident. As the first movement he takes in a red jersey during a game is this confident punch, and Bodfarson is down on the chase. Couldn't get it off of Billington, filling in the center, and Crewe looks to come the other way. Mendy with the nice interception and the collection and the blast through 2 players and the pass that deflects over to Bodfarson, who's looking for Fall. Can't find him. Mendy, left side, 20 yards out. He's searching. Only 2 players in the box, so he's going to pause and dance. He's going to take on Billington. The cross blocked by Knight LaBelle. And away we go. I'll take it, Neil. If you're in the UK, you got Sky Sports. If you're anywhere else, you got to do iFollow. The only way to do that is you pay the 10 quid per the match, and whatever that is in your currency. And the best part about that is 80% of what you're doing is going to Wrexham. So that's going to help sponsor the January transfer window. So when they end up signing somebody for 5 million quid, you can be like, hey, £8 of that? That's me. Vamos, muchachos. All the way from Honduras. Hey, Gabalok, it's nice to have you here. Because you got to put somebody on the bench, Will.i.am, I guess. I mean, who would I put on the bench in the absence? I mean, I guess you've got 2 strikers, and but you have nobody else on that left-hand side, right? Because we're down Marriott. Do you leave Lee and you put in Rathbone? Who do you put in? Harry Ashfield. There, that's who you could have put. You could have put Harry Ashfield on because he's played up front for us, not his natural position. But was it 2 trophy games ago that he played as a striker? Nice little professional dive there by Zach Williams. I think it's Zed Williams, anyways. Gets him a free kick at the halfway line. Yeah, if you're a Yank, it's got to be I follow then. And then that's also, according to John, assuming that they let you register, which is a nightmare. Oh, how a club who has 3.6 million followers on its social media and is desperate to try to pull those followers into fans, those that stay with the club, fall in love, and then every week are here. Tuesdays, Saturdays, whenever the games are, paying the money, buying the kit, buying the jerseys, and then they do silly things like not allow people to register and not make it easy is bonkers. A Welsh grandma. Love it. I have to go all the way back to my greats to get to the Welsh side. Well, I guess, there's DNA there, but as far as born, I got to go to the Welsh side. So, unfortunately, I don't know if it disqualifies me from the southwest of Wales. Pretty much I'm almost as far as you can get from Wrexham is where my family is. Registration failed, but they let you in. We are Wrexham FC. We're never going to let you sign up. I'll try not to sing. Brian, here from Wrexham. Love having the Wrexhamites sign in because they always give the... Bodferson knocking it down to Mo Fall, gets it back, and he's couldn't go forward, so he gets it back to Aaron James, who's filling in on Kluwer's position. Chip can't get it up over top as it's headed away by the captain for the Crewe, and it comes down to Josh Adams spinning in the midfield. Can't find an option, so we're going to reset through O'Connor and Dobson and Scar in the midfield. Got North Carolina. Tuesday games are always fascinating because I get more North Americans than I do the Welsh, but it's always nice to get the Wrexhamites because they have the true insight and the experience and a little bit more of that this isn't going to work out in our benefit at some point, where the North Americans I find are positive just because we've benefited from quite a run that Wrexham's been on. So it's the yin and the yang. Far post looking for Mendy there on the service, and it can't go there. James trying to get up there, boxed out. Lands to Mo Fall in the box, a touch, and it gets stripped off of his foot by Powell, who's come all the way back. And finally, Marshall says, get out of here and reset. As we probably had about 6 touches in the box, but it was all scramble play with Crewe Alexandra's bending, not breaking, able to just kind of deflect ball, nick ball, push ball away until they get their opportunity to clear it. Louisiana from Shannon Cron. Fascinating because that's a familiar name on two fronts with respect to family. Is that onside? That kick down to Ford? The flag doesn't go up, so it's crossed in front from just inside the 18-yard box. But again, the defense. 5 men in the back for Crewe. So it's going to be, I suspect, a lot of possession for us and an opportunity just to sort of come at them. The question is going to be, how do we break them down? And Deandra with the minutes. Stop volunteering and working, Deandra. Let's go, JSS Savard. O'Connor with it, 35 yards out, bows it up to fall, but a heavy first touch, and it's cleared again by Crewe. But so far, yeah, lots of Wrexham today, which is great. Aloha from Oahu, jealous, envious. I don't even know, Reese, if I can talk to you, my friend. Oh, Reeb. Sorry, why did I always think it was Reese? Reeb. Yeah, it's I would have a serious talk to HR. You need to let them know that Wrexham takes priorities on Tuesdays or weekdays when they play, but you'll give them 4 other days of the week, 4.5 of the other days a week. Well, I always appreciate you being here. If you don't know, Deandra does the women's game and has been remarkable. And I'm super thankful for her and Brendan covering those because it allows me to get a little extra time with the family and work commitments and other things. And she's a superstar. She's a rock star. And the women taking down Barrytown away, now they have Barrytown at home on Sunday before they enter their break. So that's on Sunday. Make sure you join her for those. She's amazing. Zach Williams with control for Crewe. Gets it back to the Canadian. I'm going to say that to the point that you guys are going to be obnoxious with it. Knight LaBelle, born in Montreal. Otherwise, if for those that don't. Nice little tackle by O'Connor there. He stripped the ball off of Tebow, and it's going to go back the other way. Dobson and Scar playing catches. They're looking for options. James is on the right. Scar decides not to go with him. He's got O'Connor on the left, and he'll move it towards the left-hand side. O'Connor towards the half, draws it into Mo Fall, who came back, but Adam thought it was for him, so he dove to try and knock it down, and instead it deflects to Crewe Alexandra. Yeah. She bounces, she gets excited, she curses, or tries not to curse, I should say. Oh, Sam, we're into the 5 million, man. 2.5 at least. 2.5 million at least on the transfer window. And I'm hoping that we spend 5 total, but we'll see how we get there. And John's sort of the same position. Oh, ooh, Brad Foster called on to make a save on that one. Lunges to his left, gets down low, reaches out with the left hand. Able to knock one that was earmarked for it. Whew. Out of the elbow, she says. Brad Foster channeling his inner Ben on that one. Diving low and making the stop on a dangerous opportunity by Crewe. Dobson with it over the halfway line, gets it up to Josh Adams, who's had a couple of it's questionable touches for him. And he's been super conservative. He hasn't looked to advance it forward. It's always been an automatic, there it is, the outlet back. His first option, which it's been about 4 or 5 in a row, has been backwards. Like to see him. Super Brad Foster in goal. Are we able to recycle the chant? Is that going to be the first poll I put up? Can we recycle the Ben Foster chant for Brad? Josh, Adam, crack at it, and skies it over. Hey, that was a positive play by Josh. He got an 18-yard box and ended up saying, I'm going to dance and try and get around it. Got around the defender, but then scored that one way over. Golazo show on TV. Willem, on that Golazo show, are they showing any highlights? I didn't have my free membership on. If I do have a membership, then I picked it up. I didn't have my membership on when I was on there, and I set it so that I could pick up the free membership, and I didn't. I don't know if I got it. Or did I pay for it? I think I paid for it. I don't know. I can't remember. And hi, Michelle. Brendan's mom, stop it in. Oh, what does pre-match mean? Pre-match means I'm in the controls and I'm sleeping at the wheel. That's what it means. Brandon usually doing things, but he's got civic responsibilities, and we're leaving it at that. And so not able to attend. There you go, Neil with lots of connections to the UK. Just saw that opportunity, and that was an exceptional save by Brad, being able to go and grab that and get it. Oh, coffee. Brazil. I wish I knew some Portuguese, but I don't. And so I can't even say happy birthday to you. And is it Feliz Compañía? I don't know if that's Spanish, I think, and I would insult you if I got it wrong. But happy birthday to you. I hope you have a wonderful day and a week. And thank you for joining and spending your birthday or a period of it taking on Wrexham and Crewe. Good stuff. Yeah, all good. So we're going to get a corner here. Left-hand side, going to be an in-swinger. Far post, dangerous. And, had to come back and grab it. Dobson unmarked. But Marshall able to come back and grab it. And he punches it forward. And now here it is. It's Brecken on the left side. Usually on the right, taking an opportunity. And he's being harassed by Josh Adam. And it comes back to Scar. He's got lots of space right in front of his net. And gets it over to Mendy over on the left-hand side. Mendy looking for options. Opts just for the clearance. Thumps it all the way down past the halfway line. Bodvarson's got to go and try and put pressure on, and whoops, blew a tire, and is he down injured? The referee being like, get up. I don't think that Bodvarson went down intentionally to try and draw a foul. I think his boots, his cleats, his studs failed him. And there's a big skid mark on the left-hand side from the big Icelandic. There it is. Feliz Aniversario. Perfect. Typing in between stops. Good stuff. Well, see, I have the advantage, Deandra, in that I can load up SofaScore or FOTMob and see the pretty diagram that says where they are and then match it up and be like, yes, those dots are connecting to where they're supposed to be. With the women's matches, unfortunately, FOTMob, all that sort of stuff, they're afterwards. Long shot! Oh, bold Brad. You'd call that a kick save and a beauty, I guess, but awkward. Looking for a penalty call on that. The Scar reaches over to get to the ball and a player dives over his leg and Bodverson flicks it up over top, tries to get past Knight LaBelle, not able to do it. How many minutes before Dobson's hair moves? Woo, not a lot of wind in this one, so I'm going to say a solid 65. That's a handball off the left hand, but not given. Crewe Alexandra collects it 30 yards out to the captain, Williams. He's going to draw it over to the left-hand side and then a really poor pass, and we're going to get a throw-in after a sloppy play. That Virtue Trophy graphic popping up on the screen, throwing me off. It is the secret. Hey, Paul Kelly, watching on both his ball. He's got Josh and I up, and he says hi. Hi to him as well. Yeah, no foul given on that one. They called for not a real big shout as Scar got it and got clattered into. Ben's progeny. Don't even know. Let's I'm gonna have to bring the poll stuff up while we've got a bit of a break here as Crewe's looking to throw it in. Crewe throws it in the right hand side. Knight LaBelle bangs it off a Bodverson who took it in the gut, and he's down with a gut punch real close. Right in the soft spot. Ew. Wouldn't that be novel, John? A goal in the first 30? Deandra's all for it. I'm all for it. Deandra just wants it before she has to go on her break. Her work thing. Sorry, work, break, whatever it is. Priorities. Don't you know? Then yeah, no, I'm a full Canadian. I married a Yorkshire lass, South Yorkshire, Doncaster to be specific, and so. And I'm a UK descendant, a mix of things with a little bit of Norway and Sweden in me. That's my whole background. It does look good. We've got a decent crowd, which is awesome. Adam able to nick that one away in the midfield. His passing, gosh, he's not on. He was impressive in the last two, and I'm curious to see what Brendan thinks if he's able to see the game. I don't know whether he's got it on at all. The starting lineup for Wrexham should be on the screen there, if you can see it just up to the side of me. Brad Foster in goal, Aaron James, Scar, and O'Connor in the back. Ford and Mendy on the wings. Dobson, Johns, and Adam in the middle, and up front, Fall and Bodfarson. Does she have that northern twang? Yes, that's that Yorkshire. And in fact, it's funny. My boys pick up the Yorkshire accent until the eldest went to school, and then he's lost it. But my youngest still has it. Didn't walk, Dada. Didn't walk. And they will say things like chuff and L. And it's a nightmare. Mo Fall, nice little tackle. Him and Mendy tag teaming that one. He's looking for options. Hands are out. Can't find any. Josh Adam and... I'm curious what his sofa score looks like. Is this just me being hard on him? 6.4. He's looked backwards again on another pass. And when he has gone forward with it, he missed on a goal or missed on a shot on target. And he missed a pass to Bodferson by a solid 6 feet. So I don't want to be too hard on him, but... Didn't call you Niall. You know what? I make a good cuppa. The number one requirement if you're marrying somebody from the UK is you better learn how they like their tea. And it's at least in her eyes, I make a good cuppa. And for her, it's not the Yorkshire tea, it's the Tetley. That's going to cause a fight maybe. Jones down, injured. The garage. The biggest one that I don't like is the back garden. Can we talk about that for a second while Jones is laying on the grass? A garden is where you grow things. A yard is where you play. If you have a garden in the back, you can call it just the garden. But you can't call it a back garden when it's a yard. Are you with me? Or am I talking out of my elbow? And the one that I respond to instinctively that always throws people off is oat and note. And that, I think, would throw off people outside of Yorkshire as well. I guess the closest comparison I can get to oat, well, a direct one, is oat means anything and note means nothing. So if I'm going off to the store, do you want anything from the store, love? Note. Nothing. And then I'll come back, but I always come back with anything, because if I don't, I'm going to get into trouble. 30 minutes, 29 seconds. Jones looks like he's going off. I don't know exactly what he hurt here, but that's got to be frustrating. He finally gets some minutes to go and strut his stuff, and 30 minutes in, and he ends up hurting something, and he's getting commiserations here as Mendy and Scar and O'Connor all come over. Bodferson goes over. Cannon drawing in. She'll eat it, not a fan. And likewise, beans on toast, I'll eat it, not a fan. That was poetic. The monologue with Sean Driver. That's just, what am I doing with my life? See, I know I knew I was gonna start a fight. She's from Yorkshire, and she says, "No, go with the Tetleys." I don't know. I just do what I'm told. Do as I'm told. When it comes to tea, you just don't mess up. Had to get a fancy kettle that boils faster than other ones, and all those sorts of things. The interesting thing, she is enamored with Stoke Coffee. Stoke Coffee and their sponsorship, they're making it up in my household alone. As I look at the Wrexham lager signs, and still don't have that in Canada. Not angry at all. Fall, we're back underway. Chests it down, comes back to him off a defender. He's going to have a crack, and he kind of heels it, and it bounces off of a couple defenders and is going to roll harmlessly to Marshall over on the right hand side. Randall from Delaware. I haven't made my trip to Wrexham. I'm looking to try and make it April or May. I've got a trial coming up in January. We've just moved in and finished the renovations, but it's still there's one room in the house that isn't finished, and it's this one. It's a bit ugly around me, but other than the windows and doors are going to come out at some point. How can you not like poutine? It's like clam in your beer, right? Tuesday, we're clearly lost the plot, and I'm supposed to be doing more broadcasting because the Americans don't have a feed unless they play for the iFollow stuff, which I'd like you to do anyway. Mendy with it. He's got it halfway line, 32 minutes, kind of a nothing half of midfield play as Cannon gets it over on a nice little touch over to Aaron James, who's got lots of space to run it up to the halfway line, and he gets it back to Cannon. Whoop, spins, blows a heel, and he's fallen down. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. Crewe Alexandra, 18-yard box. Scar is on him. He's going to take an opportunity into the midfield, bouncing around, and I don't even know what that happened there. He smashed it. It hits Scar. It comes back to his feet. A second opportunity to have another crack. And Roberts shot it, and I don't know if he hit the goal, if he hit the post, if Foster saved it. What happened there? But that was Roberts. He has Scar. Scar gave him the outside for way too long, and it finally goes in, and it clatters into the feet of Thibault and goes out. And then he slips in the pitch, killing everybody on this one. I've watched a couple of games at the new keep mode. Left-footed in swinger from the out swinger from the left side, and it's a foul for Crewe, and it's going to be a free kick to us. The last game I saw was a 5-1 Doncaster win over Rochdale in League One in 2019. Couldn't go in 2020. We were there in March, but I didn't go. Or I went in Christmas at that time. That's what it was. It was December 2019. And then COVID hit, slowed things down, and then we had the house fire in 2022, and that's put a stop on all the travel. So we'll get over there. Back underway. Down looking for Mendy, and climbing the ladder there is Billington to head it out, and so Mendy takes the throw in quick to Josh. Adam tries to get it to Mendy. Pass, just not there. Cannon. Josh to Dobson. He's dancing, gets it around the defender, back to Scar. Aaron James, right-hand side, back to him, over to Scar. Switches on, up to Dobson through the middle of the field. Turns on one. got around Tebow and then pushes it out to Ford on the right-hand side. James, this is all midfield control right around the halfway line with no real magic until, nice little pass there. Gets it up and a nice little feed through over to Ford. Ford dances off one guy, left-footed across, flipped up, fall. Tried to rainbow it over top of the keeper and it goes too high. No, Doncaster didn't stick with me because the thing I found about everybody that was in Doncaster is nobody supported Doncaster. Fact. I didn't meet a Doncaster Rover fan after I've been in there for 6 months. And even when I wanted to go to the game, I couldn't find anybody to go with me. I went by myself. So, I'm not UK qualified. I don't want to get the team in trouble. Tebow, opportunity, 18-yard box, gonna have a crack, right footed. Brad Foster with the stop to his left, and I think that was earmarked for woodwork, maybe just inside of the goal, but it was close. Entry in, and Aaron James has to get up and get that one out. Goes for a corner, and Brad Foster, a little bit of applause. No, we're in a 3-5-2 here. Bodferson and Mo Fall. Bodferson on the left-hand side, Mo Fall more on the right, although they're both coming back and intermingling, which you kind of see. That kick save was the one that was weird for me because I think he could have got it with his hands. It was high enough, but instead he kind of committed to the kick save and a beauty in hockey terms and punched it out. It does look like a 3-5-2. And Dave, keep us posted. I mean, I don't know what I'm looking for exactly, and the referee is going to go and have a talking to the lads. Stop pushing, and it's the Captain Williams on Scar, and he's going to pull Williams and Scar, the two captains, out and say, "Hey guys," Knight LaBelle over to eavesdrop. Typical Canadian trying to serve as the neutral party, right? Right-footed in-swinger, finally going to get this off. Here it is, far post there, looking close to goal. Oh, it's headed back into play, but Scar is there to clear it. And it's collected and just pushed back into the area, but Dobson right there, he's got a break potential on, but he scoops that too hard for Bodferson, who's going to miss that one as it comes all the way back to Marshall. Marshall launches it upfield as blue jerseys kind of all over the place, getting back into position after those corners, and Cannon's going to just thump it out for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Just off of work, how ya, RKO? Nice to have you here. Haven't looked at the stats, but the shots 6-4 saves. They've got a 4-1. Really? That must not be updated because I think Brad's made like 3 saves, unless they've got it. It's not on the wrong side. Wrexham came out, had the momentum meter so far. It's been about 5-6 minutes now, where it's been all Crewe heading towards the second half. Possession 58-42. Back underwear. Wait, Aaron James back underwear? I don't even know what that would look like. A blowout. Don't have that on. We got a 0-0 score. Oh my word. We're bored on a Tuesday. Scar with it. Left-hand side. Gets it over to O'Connell. O'Connor. What am I doing today? More coffee. Airs it up to Bodferson. He knocks it down. Josh Adams tries to chintz it back and is not able to get it over. And it's cleared. Up to Tebow. Up at the front. He gets bodied by 2. He gets thumped by O'Connell, and then he gets O'Connor. T-O-C, not E-O-C. O'Connor. And then gets run into by Dobson. So free kick just their side of half, and they're going to bring it back to Knight LaBelle. We could put that on, if you had that on a bingo scorecard, first Canadian international to be seen in a game involving Wrexham, and it's Knight LaBelle. Flop, sorry, spoiler. Yeah, 39th minute for me. Looks like I'm all up to date here with the scoreboard. Crewe Alexandra over the halfway line. Brecken draws it back. Knight LaBelle. He's looking for options. He's going to get it back to Brecken over on the right-hand side. I like to say, oh, that's Billington. Billington, playing a long ball towards the 18-yard box, just handled easily. Ford just knocks it back. And Foster collects. Well done, John. Does Bodferson not understand that he needs about 16 goals today in order to stay with the team come January? So 16 goals in a Virtue Trophy game, that counts for about 4 in the league? Is that how that works? On the exchange. Anthony Ford, right-hand side, draws it back and is going to collect it by Foster. It's just awkward to say Foster again. Long ball, Scar looking for Mendy. Williamson's able to just head it back and gets it to Marshall. Back and forth with hoof balls and missed passes from the midfield up. And then you get 5 minutes of possession one way or the other, as Dobson has it interfered with a little bit and he lost control, didn't touch it well, but it rolls off a Thibault to Dobson again. So here we go, Josh Adam up to Cannon on the left-hand side. He's got space to run. He's got Bodferson and Fall to his right. Nobody else up there, so he holds up for Adam. Adam gets it back to Cannon. Cannon to Adam. Adam to Mendy. Mendy says, no, I'm not going to go to you, Adam, anymore. I'm going to go to O'Connor, who's going to put the switch on. Let's go. Do a thing. The round of 16 awaits us. I haven't looked around at the scoreboard for what's going on in the Virtue Trophy matches elsewhere, but we can do that. Nothing going up live on there. I'll have to get it off of FOTMob or Google sleeping on it. Here we go, second round. Scores around. Wigan and Chesterfield tied 1-1. Rotherham. I'll come back. I'll wait till the half. Forget it. We're still playing. I'll bring that up. It's nice to know I at least have it. Any real surprises that you can see anywhere there? Not really. I guess Wickham losing. And Swindon on a red. Up 1, but on a red card into the 52nd minute in their game. So a lot of earlier starts. Only 3 games that older than us. It doesn't matter until I think the next round you'll see about half the stadium full, and if we make the quarters, the semis, and the final, I think you'll see it getting close. Well, the final would be in Wembley, so I mean that's a day out. I should look up when the trophy final is, just in case I need to make a panic trip. Because that would just be a ton of fun. Nice little play by Thibault, getting it onto the inside for Crewe, but Dobson and Mendy combine on the tackle, but it squirts free, and Crewe's able to advance it down forward. They've got control, and they lose control, and Aaron James thumps it away out across the halfway line. It's the type of game when you see, John, the non-starters play that you just can't take a lot out of it. The first 5 minutes, they look like, man, these passes through the midfield are connecting and they're dancing and they're getting around players. And then since then, it's been mistouched, misplay. And to be fair, I'm probably going to harangue him a little bit more than is necessary. But Josh Adam has looked disappointing for the first time in a Wrexham jersey. His passing selection has been, I'm going to go back all the time. Those have got the pass percentage up, but on the 2 attempts forward and the 1 shot, they've been woefully deficient. O'Connor with it, looks for Josh, doesn't get it to him. Instead, it's going to come back to Scar. Aaron James, long run all the way up. He gets it up to about the 35-yard mark before he leaves it for Ford. Ford cuts towards the middle of the pitch. He's going to go all the way across to Tom O'Connor, who's now 45 yards out. O'Connor looking forward to Bodferson. Bodferson in front of Knight LaBelle, and it's touched, and Bodferson going to get the throw in. 9 yards away from the goal line. Oh, it wasn't a Wrexham ball. Okay, didn't go off of Knight LaBelle. It went off of Bodferson. So Crewe's going to get it from 9 yards away, and nothing out of this one as we're getting close to the edge of the half. And what are we going to call 2 minutes of added time for the Jones injury? If you missed it, James Jones got the start, and in the 30th minute he went down. Not sure exactly what the issue is. Thibault has TOC lean on him too much, and so free kick now 35 yards away from the Crewe goal. Oh, no foul given. Throw in, he's just going to say. The crowd is quiet. Not a shout as of yet. As Crewe skies it forward, and it's going to go down, and Aaron James says, come and get it, Brad. And Brad accommodates. 45th minute coming up. Let's find out what we've got for added time. Things have been a little bit quiet recently. Number 29 has like 6 flops so far. That would be Thibaut. Fall don't half jog everywhere for a striker. Doesn't look like he makes many runs. The benefit of being tall is, 4 minutes of added time. Usually you see in a half where I thought 2 or 3 with Jones going down, but no real other stoppages. And I thought in a half that was rather boring. They just give it the 2 minutes and send everybody back. But it's Cannon and Jones playing catch, halfway line to Cannon. He's going to draw it back to Jones. He's pushing it forward to Dobson, who's come over to aid. Dobson switches on. Josh Adam with it. He's going to leave it for O'Connor. O'Connor, is he going to go back to Josh Adam? He does. Josh picking it up, 18-yard box. Opportunity here. And he misses the pass that he had to forward by 2 feet, and it just goes off the defender. Come on, man. There's your flop from Thibaut, and that flop came on his own attempt to try and kick the ball, and nobody was around him. He begrudgingly gets up and frustratingly pulls his socks up. There's Brandon, just on cue. Fozzie Jr., yeah, he's made like 2 or 3 stops, 2 at least. I don't know if that second one that was towards the post would have hit. Would work as a nice little back heel by Fall to Cannon. And it comes back to Ford, who's setting the halfway line. He's going to play it forward for Bodferson, but it's not there. Knight LaBelle able to click that one away from the air, but Aaron James gets it to Fall, who clears it back to Ford over on the right-hand side. Ford dances a man. He's got him beat. He can leave it for James. He doesn't. Splits him. Is he going to get through them? He just lost the touch. If he could have stabbed that, he would have had Fall and Bodferson there, and Adam misses the interception. And away we go the other way. A little bit of added control, but it's just that efficiency, the cleanness, that proficiency around the 18-yard box, just not quite there as of yet. Scar with it. Up to Tom O'Connor. He's searching for a switch and a long diagonal to the right side. And instead he goes to Fall closer to the left-hand side. Fall heads it back, but there's a Crewe defender there who skies it. Dobson trying to find Mendy. Mendy gets climbed over his back. It gets headed out, and we'll get a throw in 35 yards out with, just a couple of minutes left. Yes, I suppose that's... But you like to see Sam calling him the son of Foz. The hand of Foz to the son of Foz. Ford, he's got Adam in there. Flip. An opportunity, and Josh Adam just couldn't quite get to it. And to be fair, it was maybe a couple of inches too far ahead. As from the halfway line, Ford sees the run from Josh, and he gives it to him, serves it up, and tried to stretch with the left leg to hold it up, and he just couldn't keep the ball back, and it rolls forward through. The leg save was a unique decision, and he had time to make a choice. Do I want to use my hand? Do I want to use my leg? And he stopped it. You know what? He wanted to give me the chance for the first time in a football match to yell out, kick save and a beauty. And so I'm glad I was able to get that one. That was great vision. It was. Well done by Ford to spot him, and a good run by Josh Adam. Just couldn't keep it back. So I've been hard on him. I'll give him credit for that one. I don't think there was anything more that could have been asked for him in that play. It was well done all the way around. Right side by Crewe, put in, cleared away by Aaron James, but not far. Ford trying to get it. He's boxed and pushed away. And the ref free kick as a consequence, and that was kind of soft, to be fair. Ford has it, and there goes the whistle for the halftime break. Okay. Now I'm in control of the production here. And so I've got to bring things up. Do I? And I think I can go here. This might get a little ugly, but I want to try it. And there's the window capture. Oh, it's got my ugly mug. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to have this show up. So let's go over here Let's go to here. SofaScore, the only one with the blurb, and I'll have to expand this out as much as I can. Make it big. Shrink it down. Don't mind me as I do this all live. There you go, 0-0, and we'll go through the stats down the left-hand side. Big chances, 1 for Crewe. They've only had 61% possession to 39. The big chances, 1-0 in favor of Crewe. Total shots, 7-on-4. Goalkeeper saves, 4-1. I find that shocking because I know that he's had the kick save. That was a stop. He had the down low stop. That was a stop. And I believe that the other one that he got near the post was earmarked for the inside part of the post, but Brad Foster was able to get to that. So I think of their 4 shots, 3 of them were on target. But hey, I'm not keeping stats. Quarter kicks, 4-2. The fouls, we've had more of them in the passes. We have surpassed our season average in League One already with 292 in the first half. That's an impressive number of passes, but the problem is we're not getting anything close and up front. There's where the shots came if you didn't get an opportunity to see them, and for Crewe Alexandra, that's where their shots have come from. They say just that one there, so they didn't call the kick save or the one closer to the post. They would have called that a miss, I suppose. As to the attack, building up equally, lots of play in the midfield and just nothing moving forward, more going to the right, which is good, than to the left. And then the passes, everything in the midfield. It's been a midfield special and not a whole lot of excitement and magic coming from this one. I'm going to get rid of this one for a second, and I'm going to preface this before I go back to the main screen. I'll bring up the chat because I'm curious as to what you guys see. 2 or 3 weeks ago, Rob Ryan Red did a podcast, and on that podcast they were talking about the logo, and specifically they were saying we don't really want to have a logo change, but if somebody was to envision a logo change, what would it look like? And I thought, what would it look like? And I look at the Wrexham badge and I see the Prince of Wales stuff, which obviously brings up question marks and concerns, being a Welsh club. I look at the banner, I look at the Dragons, and the Dragons are Welsh, not so much regional. And I thought, could I come up with a logo that was regional based and involved Welsh as a slogan instead of the current Latin one that is there, and got rid of the feathers? And I started to look at heraldry for that area, and I might get this wrong. I'm going to type it out as far as the chat, just so that you guys can get that. And if there is a Welsh speaker, please correct me. I'm going to get this wrong. But Powys Fadog, and the Castle Dinas Bran, I'm going to get those wrong. They have history up in North Wales, and specifically in the Wrexham area, going back to heraldry back in the 12, 13, 1400s. And they don't use the red dragon, they use a black lion. And I thought, what if we were to have a logo that incorporated the black lion? And so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to bring this back to this one. I'm going to bring up the screenshot, properties, browse, and I'm going to give you a couple of logo options so that you can tell me what you think of these. This is the logo that I've kind of come up with as a suggestion. I'm not saying replace it. I'm just saying if there was to be a logo change, if Rob Ryan Red asked for it, what are our thoughts of this and what modifications would you make? The designer added the 5 stars, so I'm not saying there, but what you see is a modern interpretation of the Powys Fadog, and if you want to get the spelling of it, Powys Fadog, you can have a look at that from Welsh heraldry. The croziers, because sheep, right? It makes sense, with the little red sheep icon on the bottom. The reason for the red diamond is in these crests, the red diamond is usually for colliers or for mining towns. It's got a connection to coal. So I thought having the football located inside that diamond made sense as part of the crest. It says established 1864, and it's got the slogan that sits there that is in Welsh, and it means... Everyone's going to know this that's Welsh before I can get to it, and I'm not going to pronounce it. Are you weird about it? The world is wide to everyone, and I thought that was fitting, given the growth of Wrexham and all of those sorts of things, having a Welsh statement and having a Welsh idiom and having the world is wide to everyone, which speaks to opportunity, but I thought it was fitting. And so I don't know. I'm probably going to put this into a little video, but I'd like to touch it up. If you guys have comments, criticisms, whatever, the crest is the crest and it should never change. Absolutely agree with you. The only reason I did this is because Rob Ryan Red said, if you were to make up another crest, what would it look like? I am not saying that this should be the crest. I'm saying if the crest was to be something different, what would be your creation? That's what Robin Ryan, what Nathan Salt and Rich Fay asked for on Rob Ryan Red. So I thought I'd put this together. So do you think there could be improvements on that if it was to be, and I'm not saying it should be, if it was to be the badge? Because I do think it looks intriguing. But I'm not saying get rid of the red. I would like to get rid of the Prince of Wales references, to be completely fair. And I'm not Welsh. But it's to me, it's similar for Canadians to end up having like stars or eagles on our clubs. Why would you put stars or eagles onto a Canadian club's heraldry? I don't know. So Brandon says it looks sharp. Can't be worse than Lincoln's crest. Not a fan of the Lincoln City one. I think that the worst logo in League One is Barnsley. I think it reminds me of the Oregon Trail. It looks like somebody did it in 1992 on paint and they just never changed it. But I don't know. That was an option. The other option that was available to that one was similar to it. It just had a different color scheme. Let me bring that one up. That was the other one with the green and the white. I like that the sheep was white and the croziers, but I'm not really a fan of that green there being there. And there's, well, Kim with the change. The crest is an ode to English colonialism and should be changed. It's annoying. So do you just keep the old crest and modify just the Prince of Wales features, or do you go, running clock, thank you. I'll get that set up as we're at the half anyway, and then I'm going to forget to do that. These are all the things that I forget that I have to control when I'm all by myself. Stop, and we're set up for the second half. So let me know your thoughts on that one. I'll go back and either thank my guy for his services for putting that one together, or say make a couple of changes. Good initial start for a design. All right, I will probably look to make a video out of that one, and I like the white one. Yeah, and that's the thing. I look at it, if you follow the NHL or the National Hockey League, being a Vancouver Canucks fan, they started with the stick in the sea, and then they went to the flying skate, they call it. And for me, that's the iconic logo. Like that, it's. I think that's a gorgeous. If you wanted to Google, can I bring that up? If I bring up window capture and I go like this, and I type into this box here, and then I'll bring you guys the scores of around the league. Vancouver Canucks flying skate, and see what I pull up for this one. Hold on one second. I'm in the wrong place. That logo right there is gorgeous. And to my money anyway, I think that thing deserves more play in the National Hockey League, but they've changed it a million times and people do get used to it. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying mine's the one to go for, but I do want to see the Prince of Wales stuff go. Let's just jump into the scoreboards that are elsewhere. I'm going to go with EFL Trophy scores and bring this one up for everybody to look at. I'm going to have to adjust my screen here. Don't mind me while I fix this up live and in play because I've got to do it. So there's the scores. Chesterfield, even with Wigan Athletic, that's in Chesterfield. Intriguing there. Rotherham hosting Tranmere, and thankfully so, thumping Tranmere. They can bite it. Reading up 1-0 with a red card against Walsall, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Down a man. Can Reading hold on? Bradford City with the shocker so far, out on the road in Stockport and up 3-2, looking to knock out Stockport County. Stevenage up 2-0, and the message from Stockport will be, we don't care, it's the EFL Trophy. That's what the language is. We want to focus on the league. Focus on the league. Lincoln City up on Morecambe, to be expected. Stevenage up on Burton, to be expected, I think, there. Cheltenham 2-1 up at home against Cambridge United. All right. Donny and Port Vale tied 0-0. Swindon Town down a man, and they've been down a while. I want to take a look at this. 45-1. So even down a man, they added a second goal through Shamanga, who I actually quite liked previously. So looking to do some damage there. We're at the half, obviously. Exeter and Birmingham tied 1-1. And then you've got... Oh, I can move that over a little bit so that you guys can see the scores. Come on, it's monitor thing. There you go. Bolton up on 1-0 on Huddersfield, and then we're going to have a couple of games. The Blackpool Aston Villa U21 game, the only U21 team that made the knockout rounds. So Blackpool is going to host them on December 27th, and that's next Tuesday. And Peterborough and Northampton to finish up the Virtu Trophy stuff, and then we'll have to follow along how we got through the draw on the next round. If we're able to pull this one out, a reminder, and I believe it's true even in the playoffs, is no added extra time. I think they just go straight to kicks. But if somebody wanted to look that up as to Virtu Trophy rules, feel free to go ahead and do that. Or I guess I can try and have a look while we talk and figure this out. In the group stage, I know they were just going straight to kicks. The symbol between the two crossed shafts is representative of sheep. And I took that from a different Wrexham logo. I believe it was an old county logo from the 30s or 40s for Wrexham, if I recall correctly. I'll have to look it up. And they had that logo to market for sheep. So all of the heraldry, the black lion from and I'm gonna get it wrong, Paus Fadog back there in the 1400s, I guess it would be, if I recall correctly from memory. The Crosby is there because sheep. The 1864 is still there. The diamond representing in crests representing coal, and then the football on top of it because it made sense. And logos change and it gives them more chances to sell shirts. Not red enough. That's a good point. I just don't know. Can you change that black lion into red? But maybe you leave it red and you make the white red more. BC, British Columbia would be offensive if they tried that in Quebec, just saying. That's fair enough. Flying skate all the way. 100%. 100%. Uh-oh. You are my enemy. A crackhead. I didn't even know that they had fans yet. Prince of Wales, clues in the name, keep the feathers. The feathers are the Prince of Wales feathers, though. Clues in the name. I don't know. I think there's enough reason and enough people in the nationalist, the Welsh nationalist camp that would be fans of moving it away, and I don't think that those that were not would be that offended by it. But that's the issue with changing the logo, is if you're going to get rid of the Prince of Wales stuff, you're going to upset some people as well, right? Mostly the English. Does that matter? I don't know. An interesting little tidbit and take. Look, a couple of things to just remind you about. We are going to be back into this one. I want to bring up the screenshot and let me change the properties on it and bring back what I didn't get a chance to look at that Andy had done so much work on before. And I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to hide my ugly mug here for a second and the scoreboard just so that we can have a look at this. There is the run-in for the first half for the teams in EFL League One. And you can see Wrexham. We got Cambridge. We will be here for that game on Saturday. Bristol Rovers, Blackpool, and Wigan. That's one team that's currently in the relegation zone, two teams that are in places 17 to 20 just outside the relegation zone, and Blackpool that fits mid-table. The second easiest run-in, you can see that, 7 of 8, so that's as far as challenges. Only Birmingham has an easier run-in, and that's because they also have Bristol. They also have Blackpool, but they get Burton as another relegation team, and they have Crawley instead of having a place of 17 to 20, so slightly easier for Birmingham. The interesting ones for me, Huddersfield, Stockport, they're going to be taking each other out on Boxing Day. Points will be dropped there. Ichtien is a German phrase that translates to "I serve" in English, and it's the motto of the Prince of Wales. And that's and the feathers are the Prince of Wales feathers, as I understand it. We're getting close to getting underway here, so I'm going to have to start the clock as we go through it. But just to go through things, Bolton has the hardest run-in. They've got Barnsley, Lincoln, and Wickham up at the top of the table. Wickham really fighting, other than Shrewsbury relegation team, they're going to be taking on teams that are sort of mid-table or playoffs, and so they've got a bit of a challenging schedule. So this is the time for Wrexham and Birmingham to make their push if they wish to wrap up the end of the first half. Be with us Saturday for that to be challenged. More English nonsense that doesn't belong. And see, that's I hear Kim on this, right? As I know that there is certainly a large part of the Wrexham community that feels that way, and I guess I was trying to channel that in my design, and we are underway. Starting off the second half, Crewe going from left to right, Wrexham from right to left, and the press was on, and Cannon knocks it out, and we'll have to redo things. Throw in on the left hand side. Let's bring the chat back up. I've got them underway, Hugh. Thank you. 45 minutes, 20 seconds in. I should just hit stop and start for 1 second here. And I should be back on to exactly where I'm at. Oh, now I'm a little bit behind. Curses. 1 second. I'm leaving it. Brendan, unfortunately, not there for the production, so you're all stuck with me doing two things at once and trying to get it all done smoothly as Crewe has control of it. And I'm going to have to set everything up here just momentarily. Crewe all the way down, gets it. Aaron James able to control that and knock it back the other way, and Knight LaBelle grabs it and sets it back to Marshall, and he's going to collect it, the goalkeeper for Crewe Alexandra. Crewe looking to work it down the left hand side. So far 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and we've had one touch of the ball. There's the second and the third as Dobson gets it to forward, and away we go. Try to get control. Can we spinning? He's in the washing machine, and ultimately loses it before it's just cleared down the pitch. James, nicely, well done, just steps in front of his man, knocks it clear, and we're going to gain control. Scar going to get it over to Brad Foster. If he had less of a mop on his head, would you confuse him from a distance to look like a young Brad Foster? I'm just saying. I'm looking at the age here. Ben, what were you doing back in the day? Start the drama. Crewe Alexandra working up the left-hand side. Who is that? Lunt. I haven't called Lunt's name. I saw 19, and he's dealing with Aaron James, and Aaron just fends him off, and it rolls out, and Aaron James pouts his way away from the goal line because he didn't get to touch the ball because Aaron James is a mean defender and took it from him. I'm with you, Hugh. Not a big fan, but I thought, hey, I was asked by Rich Fay and Nathan Salt what would it look like, and so I'm going to give that to them in a reply. McDurper, thanks for joining. There's good news everywhere. O'Connor able to take it away. I've been calling TOC, EOC the whole game, but that pass a little bit short and Mofall not able to get to it. So we'll get a throw in here from 40 yards out with Mendy going up as a Crewe player just goes down there. That's Lunt, who had been calling out earlier. Or no, it's Connolly. You see, Kim, you start to wonder, right? Like when you look at Brad, can we create the drama? There are some similarities, is all I'm going to say. I'm just going to suggest. I woke up in the morning. Oh, I'm hiding all the chat stuff. Let's bring that up, silly me. Hugh, on Saturday when I saw Foster on the lineup card, and I went, "What? No, we didn't. We were looking for sub, and we're gonna bring Ben back instead of Liam Hall." I was like, "That's just insulting," and I was kind of a little bit angry. because I was like, you can't do that to a 19-year-old who's been applying his trade and looking at an opportunity and strip him of it. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was going to rant and rave. And then I found out, wrong Foster. So, don't go for a round badge. Replace the feathers and crown with a boar's head. Yeah, that would be a solution as well. And here we are. Aaron James down the right-hand side. Gets it over to Ford. Ford over to Dobson. Dobson, left-hand side. O'Connor looking up the pitch. It's going to go long. Up the left-hand side, searching for Fall. And it's misplayed, but I thought it was going to hit a body. But it missed Fall. It missed Connolly, and it just skips to Marshall and harmlessly gets picked up. Nothing in it. We support Paul Mullen. That's a bad take. Is it a bad take? I mean, he's no Jody Jones. But it's the only part of the game that I think I would love if it left a nice play by Dobson and then the pass leaves something to. Tried to reverse it with nobody there, didn't get enough on it, and so it just rolls harmlessly away from the attack, and Powell is able to grab it for Crewe. It's now Marshall playing it forward, finds Powell, and it's going to go over onto the right-hand side. And here we go with Connolly. He's going to do the switch, and it's all the way on. Ford's got to come back and try and get defense. The touch is heavy, so it kills the opportunity to go forward here. And Crewe, right-hand side, gets it all the way over to Billington, who's up from his right side. Plays it into the area. TOC marks him and it comes back out. Billington gets it over. It's moved in. It's 9 yards out. Shot and Bragg save. Brad Foster. Hi. Roberts given way too much space in the middle of the pitch. Just a nice little add-on play and no red jerseys around Roberts, who found a soft spot between Scar and TOC. Turns right-footed and gets it to the inside, and Brad Foster has to go to ground on a tricky one to be able to knock that one down. Well done, Brad Fosters. And Hugh says, keep the badge, just remove the feathers and the ichtyein. And I get it. I think that would probably be the consensus, to be fair. Maybe the crown out for the boar's head or something. The corner does nothing from it. It's just cleared left for Ford to go on the run. He's chasing it down here with Lunt. And Marshall's able to get it away and move it forward to Knight LaBelle. The Canadian international. Taking on Mo Fall and says, nah, let's not do that. I'll draw it back to Marshall. Thanks, Hugh. Yes, John. We haven't seen gaps like that in a while. That TOC and Scar one was risque. Is all I'm saying. Super BF. If Brendan's watching still, we've got a call there for whatever. How we Super Foster in goal. Just have to remix it. Back underway with Marshall looking to thump it down the pitch, left-hand side for Crewe. James misread that, got it too far forward than O'Connor was covering. And there's the dive by Tebow and the referee not giving it. So they're, at least, Brandon, a little bit of luxury in the sense that the referee not calling that soft touch there and letting them play. And instead it's just advanced on to Scar, who's looking down the length of the pitch. Scar, 18 yards up to 25 yards away from goal. Skies it up to Mo Fall, who heads it over to the right-hand side to Ford. Cannon steps in front of it and plays it and gets it to Bodverson. Bodverson able to dance with it and get it back to Cannon. Switch going to be on here now. Ford get over to Dobson, is moving over to the left-hand side. Scar grabs it halfway line, returns it over to the right through Aaron James, who's now moved up, and he's going on a run, gives it to Cannon, picks up Aaron James, now 25 yards out, tries to stab it by the defender and loses it. It's still there, Aaron James fighting, but it ultimately comes free. Nothing in it. Powell collects it, gets it to Knight LaBelle, and he advances it. Cannon returns it. Powell grabs in front of Aaron James, and away comes Crewe the other way with Aaron James trying to get back, and there's a long ball, and TOC has it covered in front of Tebow, and he's just going to draw it back to Brad Foster. Oh, good question, Dave. In a knockout competition where we're not in any other cups, I would think that you go, and why not Lee Mullen? I think you go Mullen Palmer. This is going to be a goal, Sean energy, and then let down. Wah, wah. Mendy, 25 yards out, left-hand side. He's got Bodverson in front of him. Create some space, Yanni. Mendy, far post, looking. He's got knocked down, fall! Right side. Bodverson scoffs. Well done by Ford to get it to Fall. Fall turns, has a crack, hits a defender, and the rebound goes exactly to Jan Bodverson, who turns with the right to hammer it and clears it out. Mo Fall deflected to Bodverson on the, what would you call that, a half volley deflection? And he tries to sky it with the right foot, and instead, straight over top. Thanks, you. If you like it and you haven't hit the like button or the join button, go ahead and do that. Or I guess subscribe, more importantly. If you want to join and pay the buck, that's even welcome as well. But at least the subscribe button, let the algorithm gods know we're there. As that gets funneled out, I know Hugh has the red logo. He's doing it. He's been a member. If you join, you get the little logo next to your name. Support us with $1 a month so we can keep adding little things as we have been to the graphics and the broadcast and the covering the cost of restream and things like that. Cannon and Ford playing catch with it, but they lose it, and it's over to the left-hand side as it goes to Roberts, who's over on that left side, and he's lost the ball, and it's cleared down by Aaron James to Scar now. Up to Dobson. He's approaching the halfway line and says, no, let's go to O'Connor on the left here with a bit of a switch, half switch, and O'Connor gives it to Scar. Itching forward until the long attempt over to Mendy. Headed out, and we'll get a throw in on the left-hand side, 22 yards away, 20 yards away. 18 yards as he shimmies closer. Man, Adam got that pass from Mendy and gave a bullet back 3 feet away from Mendy, who has to do extra work to preserve it, and he does. Adam, what can you do now give a nice pass? That's a better pass. Mendy now, left-hand side, into the box. It's not there. Knocked down by O'Connor. Shot blocked. O'Connor. Where was the foul? Handball on O'Connor on the bounce back? On the deck, stabbed up, goes down, left-footed. Hit his elbow. It was close to his body. It was literally right here, and it hit his elbow. You would never call that on a defender the other way. But when you have an attacker in the box, they're more likely to call it. Because you don't want to give the penalty for it, but that's not in an awkward position. It's in a natural position. He doesn't make a move at it. He's trying to get out of the way. It's it's too close for him to be able to react to it. Thanks, Hugh. I appreciate it. Maybe I'm getting better at this thing that I do. I don't know. I just chat my way through it. Anyways, while we were talking about the handball, no handball, it went all the way down to Brad Foster and then all the way back down to Marshall, and now Crewe has it on the left-hand side. Inside their half, looking for control, and they're swinging it over to the right-hand side, and that's Billington who runs on it and then just thumps it and clears it. That was, I know he's left it for Tebow to run onto it, but Tom O'Connor just goes and collects it, and he can't get the clearance. So I guess maybe that long ball works out as Crewe now has it 35 yards out. Billington towards the middle. It's going to come back, not to Knight LaBelle, but to the captain, Williams, who's playing on the left-hand side. Knight LaBelle with it is the last man back, and Bodverson presses him, so he's got to go back to the keeper. Good. I want to be able to go to Wembley, don't you? We're not in the FA Cup. If we were in the FA Cup and maybe even the EFL Cup, which I'd be far more excited, I think, or less excited about this one. But this is the only cup that we've got left. Yeah, John, but it's half of our squad and half of their squad. I think it's impossible. These are two sides that they don't play together a lot, so you'd expect a low-scoring, scrambly, what the heck's going on. To be fair, I think Crewe's had better chances. Brad's had to been called upon. I don't know what they say as far as, if the Sofa Score have a FOTMOB equivalent? I don't know. I don't see it, but Crewe has subs up. Too early for Parky to be making subs as James goes over. not 10 yards away from goal and is able to thump that down the pitch, scramble in the midfield, and see, that looked like a handball. It hit the same side. Anyways, moves forward and Crewe takes a shot. Easy save for Brad. But he misses the delivery. Yeeks, and it only goes 35 yards out, and Aaron James has to come to the rescue and does, and he thumps it down for Mo Fall. Mo Fall dancing around, not able to get it, and it goes out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Crewe because they've got 2 players coming forward. I'm losing frames, and I don't know why. Nothing's playing. Paul Mullen's starting to warm up on the bench. Mo Fall loses control on the side. It's going to come back. Cannon regains it, knocks it to Ford. Ford frees it up, tries to get it to Dobson. Can't get there. Turned over. Crewe thumping it down the pitch. Starting to get more active anyway. Even though the touches I wouldn't consider being exceptionally precise by any stretch of the imagination. And I hope I might have to shut some things down here. Lovely ball. Bud Farson, right-hand side. He's got Mo Fall with him. 2-on-2 in the pass. Just not there. One of those turd burglars again. C. O'Connor? O'Connell hasn't played. Are we talking about this match? FOTMob's way off then if that's what they're doing. Mendy with it, 25 yards out. He slides it over to Dobson in the middle of the pitch. He's looking to carve it into Budvartson. 20 yards. He has to push it back out to Cannon. He's got Aaron James who's come to fill in on the right-hand side. He gets it to Ford. 17 yards out. Now 18 yards out. Left-footed. In-swinger going far post. Fall can't get to it. Mendy! Volley. Missed it. Sliced it. And it goes 6 feet. It would have been, Mark Griffith says that would have been one hell of a goal. How do you connect it on that? It goes bounced up in the air by Billington and it lands right for Mendy to have a quick slap at it. And he misses it with the left foot and skies it way up over. This year, I can see that. The thing for O'Connell that he adds to the stats is defensively he's sound. I don't think he's as good as Scar defensively. But he's got more capacity in moving the ball up with his own feet. He doesn't have to just look for the outlet. He can carry it. So I have to admit I've been impressed by him for that. So the subs are coming in. A triple change. $24 for $11. I'm trying to bring up the stats here. Finney, Taberner in for Finney. So Finney, a less experienced player coming out, and Taberner, an almost equally less experienced player coming in for the... Oh no, Joel Taberner, he's a regular. 17 minutes played, 16 starts. So they've gone with some more play up front. And then you've got Williams, the captain, coming out for another senior player in Holacek. Holacek, 16 matches played, 9 starts. So really a lot of like for like on that one as far as experience goes. No real big changes. Hey, Dave, you haven't missed anything. A whole lot of yawning. Ryan Reynolds scored for Cardiff. Is that it? Cardiff? Not Cardiff City, but just Cardiff in the Welsh Premier League. O'Connell trying to get it forward. Touched Mendy with it, skies it up in the air. Cannon tries to get to it. Cannon able to get it on the bounce. Tries to find Ford and it's lost control. And here's Crewe now with it. Bodferson up there. Oh, come on. Free kick given. Bodferson didn't even touch the guy. I don't think. But he was in the proximity. Call it a professional foul. You've missed everyone waiting for Mullen, Lee, and Palmer to come off the bench. Those are the questions and the hard-hitting ones that we really want to know, right, Hugh? is if Cardiff is going to cheat and pull Ryan Reynolds out there, why isn't a McElhinney playing? Lee in. Lee on for Bodferson. All right, well, there goes your answer. None of the options that we were considering as far as, is it Mullen Palmer? What's it going to be? It's going to be Lee coming in. So I guess we revert back to the 5-3-1-1 here. Cacophonous verbiage. Expect. Thanks, Crambo. I appreciate it. I just try and spread a little bit of what I'm feeling. Is that Mullen also coming on? Yes, Mullen is coming on. That was a bit of a delayed reaction there with the subs coming in. They're highlighting the fourth official has been struggling. He got he's putting the numbers in wrong into the post. Mullen's having a laugh with him when Crewe, yay, gets the Bronx cheer as Adam comes off for Mullen. So really, that's Mullen on for Bodferson and Lee on for Adam, even though they came out different times. But that's just the board getting a little bit wonky. So we got Mullen and Lee on. Mullen up front to run with Fall. And Lee filling in on the left-hand side there, working in the midfield with Dobson and Cannon. Marshall's going to get us underway. A kick after a free, the Bodferson penalty, the foul, and he just clears it out. We'll get a throw in along the left-hand side. And the crowd, for the first time with the Bronx cheer on the official, we're actually hearing noise from the Wrexham crowd. 25 minutes left in this one. Pushed forward, Mo Fall battling along the halfway line, not able to win the battle against Roberts, and it's gonna. He's lost it. Oh, and Mullen with an opportunity. Knight LaBelle turns around and looks at the sub from Crewe, and oh, that's a yellow, maybe a red. He went to. He's going to his pocket. He went to his pocket. Now he's out of his pocket. They're panicking. Where were the studs? Oh, that's red. He got the. They say it's harsh. You get your boots up right into the shins. The broadcaster's saying it's supposed to be yellow. I don't know. You tell me if you saw that one. He only had it a 3 inches off the ground. And he was going for the ball. But it's going to be a yellow. I'm assuming just here with the chuckles that are happening. Yellow. Connolly. He stepped in. The ball is gone. Caught him with the studs in the legs. I don't know. Training match ends. Yeah, that's what we'd hope for. We've gone with two experienced players. They've gone with similars, and the official doesn't like the free kick taken by Ford and makes him redo it. He's lined it up, but Ford opted to play it over to Dobson rather than have it a crack from 30 yards out, and now it's entered into the area, but it's headed away, and we'll get a throw in 8 yards away from the goal line. Now I got to get the name of the subs here for the bad guys. The video has desynced with the audio for you. 67 minutes, 42 seconds. I hope I'm still good. It's knocked forward. Cannon gets it in there. Looking, somebody's got to clear it for Crewe. They're doing the ma and pa defense where they can't make up their mind as to who wants to do it. And instead, finally, Crewe able to get their clearance. And that's going to be a foul. Free kick for us is Scar got undercut there by one of the Crewe subs. I'm going to have to pull their names because I don't have their names. Holacek, the player who took him out. Lee with it, left-hand side, finds it Mendy. Mendy draws it back. We're going to set up through the back. Scar with it, switches on over to the right-hand side to Aaron James, who leaves the ball in front of him at the halfway line. He brings it back to Scar. We're going to do the switch. It's like a kung fu movie. And I don't know what this, if anybody else knows what's going on, the video has desynced with me. Let me know if I'm matching with you. 86:38 is where I'm at. So I might be a second or two off. Aaron James across the halfway line, leaves it there for Ford. Ford with it, looking across the pitch. Draws it back to Scar, who's on his side of half. O'Connor now, halfway line. He's searching left and right. Goes to Lee on the left-hand side. Lee's got options to the left and ahead of him. He gets it to fall in a battle, draws it, wins the battle, gets it to Mendy. Lee, over to Mullen. He leaves it left there for Fall or Mullen. Somebody running. Well defended by Connolly, who framed off Fall. But Lee's able to grab it and go forward. It's kept in. Oh, the flag goes up late. And instead we're going to get a throw in, and Mendy's going to take it and throw it into Lee. Lee, 2 yards away from the goal line. Just outside the 18-yard area. He's looking for options. Draws, beats his man. He's going to go forward. Brilliant, knocks forward, and I can't get the corner out of it as he draws it back to try and make a play. And instead, it spins off of the defender, and they get control, and then it goes to Lee, and Mullen, and he thumps it out. Everyone seems to be okay. We're just dealing with the James Jones issue with the injury. So refreshes seem to work if you have an audio problem, so that's good. I understand it, Gustavo, not to have extra time. I haven't checked in the knockout rounds whether the EFL Trophy knockout extra time, and we'll see what they say. During the knockout phase, but up to, but not including the final, if the scores are level, it'll be 30 minutes are played and then decided by penalties. So we will have extra time according to Wikipedia. Yeah, extra 30 minutes up until the final. I'm getting tired of the enthusiasm that doesn't result into a goal. I will try to be more reserved as we watch a replay. Kim, yes. That's the last of Bud Farson. Ford, right-hand side. I'm drawing a little bit further behind here, too, with the clock. I'm at 71 minutes and 8 seconds, so I may actually have to make the correction here. So I'm going to go to 71:30 and... And I'm going to update this when we get the chance. As Taberner coming forward on the left-hand side into the area. He's got an opportunity, and Brad Foster able to... Yeah, that didn't work. Get his hands on it. Knocks it up over top as another shot on target. Oh, why does it do that? I'm saying when I'm clicking it, and it's still going 3 seconds ahead. There we go. We're back on target. It just says 30 minutes, so I would assume it's 2 15-minute halves, but I'm not. And whatever I do, I'm not wasting magic on this match. If somebody screams that I should put the toque on, it's not happening. There will be no toque magic today. Wrexham's going to have to win this relying on the racecourse roar that's non-existent. Because we have one guy in the I'm assuming that's security in the cop. Right-footed in-swinger from Crewe. From the left-hand side in front of the cop, looking for an Olympico, and Brad Foster pops it straight up in the air. It's only 6 yards out, 8 yards out. It comes loose. Oh, he was offside. I think that's why he didn't touch it. I think he knew. Yeah, he knew he was offside. Check that my headset is not cutting off my speech. It shouldn't be. You guys will have to... is it fine now? Refresh works. Everybody seems to have a go. No magic toque today. No magic toque. We can't wear off the magic. We got to keep it for the games that matter. If this was the EFL Trophy game and we were maybe even the semifinals, that's up for discussion. But not going to do it. Yeah. Will I am. I'm glad there's people who support me on that decision. And I'm going to close some windows down. And try and save the audio if I can. Excellent. All right, back to the match then. 73 minutes and a half, and we've got O'Connor. And I say the second half, we might be into added extra time here. As Tom O'Connor runs it forward, I don't have time for extra time. I got to get back to work. What about my needs? Elliot Lee draws it forward. Nice little pass up to Dobson. No, Dobson just couldn't get the touch on, but it squeaks out as Knight LaBelle puts it out over to the Ford. Ford drops it in. Mo Fall turned on it in the box. Gives it back out 18 yards. Ford finds the overlap. Aaron James, does he get it in? Cross, it's up. It's there. Mendy up over top with the header. Straight underneath the bottom of the ball. Dunk! And it goes straight up and out. Toot goes to Wembley only. All right, done. It could be. I'm thinking it's going to be an extra time goal. These guys are going to get tired eventually, right? After this, you got the round of 16, the quarters, the semi, and then the final. So 4 more after this. The next round is Northern only because there's more Northern teams than Southern teams. So there will be a Northern team only, and then after that, it'll be wide open. I don't know when the EFL draw is. We'll look at that after this match is finished, or maybe during the break between the added extra time. Do we look ahead? Last time we did that in the Harrogate game, it came back to bite us in the butt. So let's not do that. Let's just leave it alone. All the superstitions. Mullen's going to finally score something. I'm all for it. It's not. Virtu Trophy games are not on in North America on any coverage. You've got Sky Sports in the UK. You can pay your 10 quid if you want to pick up the last half of this one, or you can just follow along, and I always support iFollow. Long ball looking for Fall, but too far, and Marshall comes out and collects it for Crewe, and he's going to take a quick throw, and he gets it out to one of the subs. Scrappy play right now, is that's Taberner who had it, and Holacek on the right-hand side. The two subs working together over on that side. They draw it back to Powell, and Powell slowed it down as he's looking for options, and nobody from Wrexham pressing. Gives him the time, and he pushes it forward. And that goes to the sub, Taberner, who draws it back. Brecken with it. He gets to Powell. Powell looking for options. Can't find him. Back to Marshall. Not a lot going on. 30 minutes of added time. We're assuming 2 15-minute halves, but we're not certain. And then we go to the penalty kicks. Somebody want to call Brad Foster entering into the lore of Wrexham with a penalty stop in the round of 32 of the Virtu Trophy? It doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? But it'd still be pretty fascinating if that's the drama that's going to happen. But instead, he's got to make a save there. No. Skied way over the goal by the substitute Taberner. No, not Taberner. Holacek. Holacek and Taberner certainly have legs. They've made more of an impact, the two of them, than Lee and Mullins so far. Is the sound dropping out? I keep running into issues. If it is, that's on me. I'll shut down some more things. Just give me a second here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. This. Oh, don't close that out. Okay, good. I'm getting out of subs. Revan and Palmer coming in. And Dobson going off. So are we going 4-3-3? Our wingbacks are gone. Wait, Ford's off. So Palmer comes on. Are we going to a 4-3-3? So we've got a diamond in the midfield with Mullen at the front of it, with Dobson at the back of the diamond, and Lee and Cannon on either sides, with Palmer and Fall up front. Reeb, thank you so much. I can't do the robot voice on purpose. It's just something that happens. Oh, lost, misplay, and it's open. It's Revan with an opportunity. Draws it into the middle. Mullen! Oh, no! That cheeky smile that we see after a missed opportunity, but that's 2 weeks in a row. Revan has it. It's a 3-on-2. Revan draws it, Mullen wide open, and he kicks it, and it gets stopped by a splattering, falling. And instead it's delivered in and headed away again. Ugh. It's in, knocked down, scores! Aaron James shows Paul Mullen how to do it. The header goes down. A little bit of a spoiler, John, which we'll try to not do the spoilers in the future, but we'll take it. Whoo, Aaron James. Who had that on your bingo scorecard with the winner? Maybe. We'll see. 12 minutes left with a goal anyway. First professional goal. Grab that ball. Do they do that? They should do that. You should be able to take that ball, put tape on it, he gets to keep the ball. Your very first professional goal, keep the ball. They do that in hockey. You get to keep the puck. Scooped in, Aaron James wide open, sitting 7 yards away from goal, and just neat as into the air, artistic like. The celebration needs work, Mr. James. Let's just talk about that little fist bump. That's not really there for me. I think you've got to practice that on the training ground. You're with the academy. You have all the opportunity to do. You need to master a celebration. Up 1-0. Hey, I haven't put it up on the scoreboard because first time I've had to do it in a long time. And all this talk of added time, long may it never be discussed. It worked. The money worked. Give that as an assist to Reeb, a $4.99 US donation, and it ends up being bloop, into the back of the net. And that's what we need. Wrexham. And yes, the subs work. Because we've got O'Connell taking a shot and he's down clearing the cobwebs. Oof. Misplayed that header and it took it off to Schnoz. They should do it, right? Baseball, they'll grab it, they'll throw it into the dugout. Do they do it in basketball? I know they do it in football. Do they do it in basketball? Do they let you keep the ball? I haven't seen that. But Revan gets it to Mullen. Mullen deflects it, bangs it off of one of the defenders. Was that Billington? Mullen gets a laugh and a thumbs up, and then on the corner they play it quick. They get it across, and then you've got the entry from forward into the box. More people like the video. Need to like the video. I'm for it. Wrexham. Thanks, Jacob. Everybody's into it because they can't get the audio going. And yes, thanks to Reeb for inspiring the goal on that one. Well done. It's Crewe scrambling now. 8 minutes left. There have been a couple of injuries. I'm going to call, is it 4 or 5 minutes of added time? 5 minutes. The Orbita 1 EFL football costs 80 quid. The NHL puck about $5. Make the players pay for it. I would pay the $80 to be able to keep my ball. That's it. No toque or bobble hat for those of you in the UK. No toque. Good stuff. Is O'Connor going off after taking that header? We've still been waiting here for a result. Yeah, I'm sorry you guys have had to keep bouncing on and off. I don't know why that's happening. That's a new problem for us, and it could just be me covering it. It could be just a blip in the system that happened with YouTube. I'm not sure. Long throw coming into the box. It's the Tozer bomb. We haven't seen that in a while, and it's cleared out by Palmer, and Mullen goes to try and chase it down, but not able to get it. So we're going to get another long throw. This time, instead of being 25 yards out, it's going to be from 18 yards out, and O'Connor saying, "Can I come in? Ref, can I come in?" No, it's not. That one's not thrown into the box. Instead, it's left short. Here comes a long ball, dangerous, and Brad Foster there to collect with two Crewe Alexandra attackers, jumping right in front of him. Super Brad Foster in goal. It works at the blackjack table, 50-50. As soon as you throw it down, something's going to happen, right? Yeah, I think you could charge a premium, right? Cost of slowing down the game and whatever, 250 quid. The club will pay for it, right? To reward their players for scoring their first ever goal. Do it. Do it. Yeah, right? That's a good shout from Don. Foster for man of the match. He certainly made his saves. I haven't gone to the stats in a while, but you look at this. They still say, this is crazy to me. SofaScore says that there's only been one save by the keeper. Somebody's sleeping on it. 14 total shots for Wrexham, 7 saves by Marshall. The other way, they say there's 10 shots for Crewe and 1 goalkeeper save. There's been way more than that. Way more than that. Half dozen? Last I heard was a couple of weeks. Obviously, no, Burton's had the surgery. So... 3,190 fans, 285 of them from Crewe. And for a trophy match, that's going to be near the top of the table for attendance. There's still people not real supporters yet, like I said, until this one gets closer to potentially reaching Wembley. Revan clears that one out. Five minutes, 6 minutes of added time. Let me know your thoughts if you've been watching this one, as we've had some added stops and breaks. So I would suggest 6 or 7, not outside the... they say the stats are backwards. Another long throw into the box, cleared up in the air, straight up by Lee, like literally straight in the air. Mo Fall, being the giant that he is, able to clear that one out, and it gets punted down even further. It'll be a throw in for Crewe Alexandra from the halfway line. Dancy leaves it there. Powell clears it back to Marshall. Marshall's going to go up to the left-hand side. Billington, who's all the way over there, draws it all the way back. Launched deep. Scar heads it away. Crewe gains possession again. Here they come. 4 jerseys. They're moving forward. Scar's got a lead on the ball. He's going to play it back. No, he's going to turn. He's going to play it back. He's going to turn. He plays it back, and Foster accommodates and clears for a throw. I think. Yes. Just gets across the line. I would say that 3 of the saves were remarkable. The most recent, well, not remarkable, were solid. 2 in the first half, 1 low to his left, and 1 that I think was going to be earmarked for the far post that he was able to get to. He made an awkward kick save that looked a little bit weird in the first half, but they all stayed out. And then that one was really exceptional, or closer to it, because it was a long shot that was earmarked. They had 2 defenders that were screaming in front of him, and they attempted to get headers to go past him, and he stayed with the ball, managed to find it through a mob of players and get control of it. So he's been solid, not exceptional, but solid, and certainly in a match like this where they've had more opportunities, I would suggest. Another opportunity as it got on the other side of Scar. Scar able to save himself and get around, but it's Crewe with possession, 18-yard box. Dancy, clearance, and there comes Foster. Easy as comes out. Sky's in the air around 6 yards, collects it, lays on the ball. Hey, Denise. Nice of you to make it. Thanks for joining. 1-0 to the Horde tonight. I'll take that too. Oh, knock on wood. Knock on wood. But Mark Griffiths just said, if we get a clean sheet in all competitions, that would make it a Wrexham record since joining the EFL in 1920 for most clean sheets at home in a row. Knock on all the wood that you have around you. As Mullen has it, and he loses control. He was trying to spin on the defender, and the defender just stuck the boot out and knocked it clear. And here they come forward, this being the substitute, Holacek. He's playing catch with it with another sub, Saunders. There's more subs on for Crewe than there are starters, and so figuring it out is a little bit of a challenge. Left-hand side, Billington. He's going to knock it forward, and that's up to... Who is that? I don't have that number anywhere. Lunt. Lunt's still out there, number 19. Crewe mistouch, and Brad Foster able to just come out and collect it. He's not going to collect it. He's going to play it with his feet and let a Crewe defender come up and challenge him before he picks it up. Scar stands in front. He's going to wait. There's the play. He picks it up and away he goes. 2 minutes until we get to 90. And what do we say? 6, 7 minutes? What do you think? Yeah, for fun. Let's put it to bed. Not hearing anything but claim the 1-0 score since you're late to the party. Sorry, Dave. That damn monitor. And nice to see you from Monterey. Palmer with it. Chests it down, but it goes to Crewe. But Crewe just thumps it the other way, and it's going to go right to Brad Foster. And he's going to stop it, let an attacker come towards him, pick it up, and 30 seconds has gone off the clock since he last handled the ball. He does. He sounds good. And he's a big body. So no complaints. Foster, 3/4 of the way down the pitch, forwarded on by Palmer to Mullen, and Mullen loses control. Defender is able to collect it, and Palmer knocks it out. There was your chance for that second goal there, John. You were asking for the second one. Never lost under Phil Parkinson when we score first. Man, the weird stats are coming out all over the place from Mark Griffiths and the team. Wayne doing the commentary on iFollow. Just give it, Sean. Just give us points, right? Just give us points. Revan in on the tackle, commits a foul, and so it's going to be a Crewe free kick from 25 yards away from their goal. There's no hustle in Crewe as they just slap it back to Marshall, and Marshall's going to try and pick the pace up as he gets a switch over on the left-hand side. Red jersey's coming back as Crewe crosses the halfway line, and Dobson doing Dobson things. There's a nice little tackle to Cannon to Dobson, clears it back to Scar, and that's O'Connor in Scar's position. And out to the left to Revan. Revan dancing. He's going to dance his man and push it further down the left-hand side. Revan looking for options. Looked for fall. Couldn't find it. Intercepted. And Crewe coming up to the 90th minute mark. Going to get... Yes, I'm sorry. But that was a heavy touch. Hit the referee, so we're going to get him to replay the ball, and we're back underway. I missed how much added time went up, or it hasn't popped up yet. 6 minutes. That's what I said. 6 or 7 minutes sounds about right. And Jacob, thanks for joining. Appreciate that. Let people know. We're happy to... And where are you watching from is more important. We've got 57 countries join us so far. And so if you're from somewhere unique, throw it out there. Even if it's not unique, throw it out there. I don't know if... iFollow hasn't been cut off for me. And I had a bit of a... I think it was a YouTube blip. My bit rate, everything seems to be fine here. But I had complaints that it was dropping and everybody had to refresh. So sorry that happened. A minute into the added time, Crewe looking for a throw in, 40 yards out on the left-hand side. Center backs are moving forward. They're starting to, the press is on and try to get it to extra time if they can. Long throw into the box. Palmer there, heads it away. Mullen, the only red jersey forward, scrambling to try and get it, but he's got 4 blue jerseys around him, not able to maintain control. So here comes Crewe as we're parking the bus, folks. Sanders with it. Gets it forward, and now he has it back after a couple touches. 18-yard box. Sanders moves it forward. Too far. Tried to find Knight Labelle, the Canadian. But it rolls too far, and Brad taking his time getting to play this one. Monera near Wrexham. I'll take it. Galveston, Texan. Yes, and we don't want extra time. Wilson, North Carolina. No, Mullen's not going to go out on loan. He'll just be a late minute, come in and fill in things. His pitbull mentality when we're up still is serviceable, even if he's not scoring. Kept in? No, it's going to be a throw in for Wrexham for 40 yards out from goal. And we've got 4 minutes of time left in this one before moving on. Right, Santiago? All corners of the world. Aussies, Canadians, North Americans, Welsh, English, all over Europe. 50 South Africa's joined. Kenya. We haven't had East Timor. That's the one I'm waiting on. East Timor. Cancun, Mexico. We had a gentleman celebrating his birthday in Brazil who joined today. Crewe just dealing with it in the middle of the pitch. And that one gets by with Dobson doing Dobson things. Slide tackle to clear it, and it goes all the way back, and Marshall has to collect. Aruba, I should say, with Deandra, right? Like, it's all over. The Netherlands, yes. MDR, I haven't seen your name for a long time. Emma, if you were in the chat, that's my mistake. Nice to see that you're here, lurking in the background. Crewe, chip towards the box, too heavy. And Foster, well done, just chests it down so he can waste a couple of seconds, forcing a Crewe attacker to come and force him to pick up the ball. 93 minutes and 15 seconds, less than 3 minutes left until the 6 minutes has expired, and Brad gets us underway again. Far post looking for far to the right, looking for Palmer. He heads it on, and is it going to die? It's not. Knight Labelle has to stop it. Right on the goal line. Powell with it, gets it up. I think that's Dancy's scooped it right over to the right-hand side. Knocked down there. That's Dancing. He draws it back. Halfway line for Crewe, still passing it backwards as they're looking for options with their center back, Knight LaBelle, who's looking up the pitch. Draws it over to the left-hand side. Lunt with it now. Scooped it forward. Opportunity there. 6-yard box kept in. That was Holacek trying to scoop that as it was going out of play, and instead he knocks it out, and we're going to take our time with the throw-in. The ball boy sitting on the ball. Means that James has to do the long walk to go and get it. And he has it. Where do you want me to get it? Play this from official? Sorry, where? Oh, I came too far forward. Let me go backwards. Am I good here? Here? Okay, I'll do that here. Well done, taking 10 seconds off. And he finds Palmer in the middle of the pitch. Palmer up to Lee. Lee's got Revan up in front of him. Advances it forward. 40 yards out. 35 yards out. We're going for a touchdown here. Over a bad pass to Mullen. He has to only play to him as he can, and he finds James on the overlap, right hand side. We're going to play it back. Dobson. James, we're going to kill some time. Drawing it all the way back. Brad Foster, 35 yards away from goal. I've got to hit the refresh button to get the likes. So keep them coming. If you have the opportunity, I welcome it. There's a minute left. We'll go around the scoreboard as to what happened, and we'll try to find out when the draw is, assuming that they don't score in the next 45 seconds, and I've jinxed it. Mullen came free on a misplay, and Mullen had an opportunity, but Marshall dives out and saved it. And yes, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad. I'm glad you're here for this one. I'm hoping that things are okay with you at home, and our thoughts are with you. Cambridge on Saturday. Yeah, they've been playing better as of late, so we'll see. But yes, that will be the next plan in the women's match. They'll have their last one against Barrytown in the league until the Christmas break, as they take their break over the Christmas holidays. Opportunity here at the death. Crewe inside the 18-yard box. Aaron James marking his man. Well done. Aaron turns him back the other way. 96 minutes. It's into the box, headed away. Revan, there's the whistle, and we're into the round of 16 as a Crewe player hit the deck in disappointment. Odd, that. So it does mean something to the players. It does mean something, as you just saw the frustration there. Wrexham wins 1-0. I can stop the timer. We're at full time. Stop. Clear. Final score 1-0. Round of 16 up next, which is a... Let's go to who's moving on, and we'll do when is the EFL Trophy round of 16 draw will take place Saturday, December 14th. So before the game that we have this weekend, we're going to be doing a preview on it, looks like. Let's just see what time it's on. Or is it like a ridiculous 8 o'clock in the morning thing? The Virtu Trophy round of 16 draw will be on Sky Sports Football, and the build-up between the match between Preston North End and Leeds. So let's see when Preston North End and Leeds play. They play at 4:30 in the morning. Yikes. Well, I'm going to have to talk to Brendan, because this sounds like it could be a full day. If we were to do the 4 a.m. start to be able to watch the draw, is there an interesting game to watch? League One matches that happened before this. I don't think that there is. I was going to be like, let's take the day off. But we can watch Bolton versus Wigan or Leighton versus Burton at 4:30. Do a neutral watch party after the draw, and then jump into the Wrexham game. What are your thoughts, chat? Hey, Darren, thanks for subscribing. And anybody else who wants to come over from Twitch or from X, youtube.com, at the Red Horde, feel free to get over here and jump on that one. Man of the match, we're just going to give it to Brad Foster. I don't think it goes to anybody else, and so we'll make the acclamation there. Brad Foster, put it into the chat. Brad Foster as man of the match. I put the poll up. Normally we do that and try to get a little bit more interactive, but with the stream being what it is and me having so much control, but just got home to catch the last 30 seconds. Charles Guff, happy to do that. Do we look up at the stats? Should I look up at the stats? Let's do it. If I bring this up and cover up my ugly mug. I'll just put it over here and draw this forward. Close this over as you're watching everything live, because There's the stats as SofaScore has it, and I think they have it backwards. They have 7 goalkeeper saves that Marshall made. I don't think that that's accurate. I think this is inverted. And you see Wrexham's here on the left and Crewe on the right. But I think they've got the shots. And Mark's saying 7 the other way. So I think they do have the saves inverted. Corner kicks 5-4, fouls 8-9, passes way over the season average of in the 280s. We've gone 200 passes extra, a lot more possession. And I can't tell whether these are accurate or not. So let's just leave it. And instead of doing that, let's go to the Virtu Trophy matches, and we'll see who's available advancing forward. They won't do it that way. EFL. The Northern Finals, do you call it? Scores that are still out there. Birmingham has gone up 2-1. So they're going to be available as another option. We could find an extra Birmingham match out of this one, but let's go through the final games. Chesterfield knocked off Wigan. So there's a bit of an upset. Rotherham was up 2-0 at the half over Tranmere. Tranmere, and with a red card early, they picked their red card up in the 54th minute. Let's move this over. Oh, no, that way. I messed that up. Let's move this over and bring the screens right up this way. They picked up a red card just at the start of the half, and so they had opportunities. And Rotherham was up 2-0 at that point in time and up a man. And here comes Tranmere. They score one in the 85th. Because I hate Tranmere that much that I consider Rotherham us. Rotherham scores in the 48th minute, scores in the 90th, and then Oman Patrick able to make it close, but maybe a little bit too late on that one. Bolton and Huddersfield. Still underway, but that looks to be easily and controlled by Bolton. So they're in the north, so that's another option for us. Chesterfield in the north, that's an option for us. Scroll through further here. Walsall and Reading. Walsall able to come back and eke that one away from Reading in penalty kicks. Interesting, and they would have done that quickly because they would have had to gone through extra time and penalties, but that was an earlier starting game. Bradford City knocking out Stockport County 3-2. So Bradford City, they knocked us out of the EFL Trophy and the EFL Cup last year, didn't they? At least the trophy. We'll see. We might get the chickens again. Lincoln City knocking off Morecambe. Stevenage over Burton. That's not much in there. Cheltenham knocking out Cambridge United, who we will play on Saturday. Port Vale over Doncaster. A battle of League Two squads. Leyton Orient, a bit of an upset there, given the league performance so far, away to Charlton in winning. And Swindon Town, down with a red card, able to knock out Wickham. And Wickham just getting a late goal. They went an entire half up 2-0, or up 1-0, and then scored in the 68th minute. And Wickham only able to score late. Fascinating. So Wickham out of it, they will say, we're here to focus on the league. Birmingham still up on Exeter City. Colchester knocked off AFC Wimbledon. And so there we sit. And 2 more games to come. And those games on the 17th. So we will be there potentially for the draw. I will see. Stay tuned to the live channel for that. That's the rundown. I'll bring the chat up and see what you guys are talking about. Wrap things up here so I can get back to work. Thanks, Tony, for joining, and happy birthday to you. Great show, Hugh. I appreciate that. Brad Foster, man of the match. Ford, Mendy, and O'Connor all looked good today. They did so, and Jacob up the town as we move on. And I'm just curious here if the wiki page will show when the next round is going to be played. Wiki EFL Trophy 2024-25. Our next match in the Cup, who do I want? Well, it's going to have to be a Northern team. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% positive that it's going to be a team from the Northern section in the round of 16 and into the quarterfinals. So who do I want out of the teams that won? Chesterfield would be fun. Dare I say it? Because I think that there's some drama with the club going, at least recent history. I don't want Bradford City. I'm just sick and tired of Bradford City. I didn't want to see them at all this year. I'm not a real fan of their fans because I just find them to be annoying. Arrogance without reason is something that I struggle with. It's on Thursday, which is only 2 days later. Interesting. So 12:14 is the draw, and that's in the morning for us. 4 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, and if you're in the UK, it's going to be a 12:30 kickoff. It'll be 12 to 12:30 right before the Leeds Preston United game. We may jump on, we'll see, to pick up a different match. I'm not certain of that. Stockport got eliminated. Techie, they lost today to 3-2 to Bradford City, so that's why they're out. Welsh Techie, you absolute beautiful soul of a man, gifting 20 memberships to everybody. There they go, and that's excellent. Reeb gave money, gets himself as a membership as a consequence earlier, so thank you so much for doing that. Brendan says he'd cheer for Chesterfield. Welsh Techie, we should all celebrate advancing on. Absolutely. Welsh Techie hitting everybody with the sponsorship. Much love and appreciation for that. I thank you. Eat More Chips, the podcast. And I really want to put together a video as the gateway thing to be like, here's the summary, because Fearless in Devotion, obviously, podcast of the year from the player support, the PSA it was, I believe. Football Supporters Association, is that who it was? Anyways, the podcast of the year, Rob Ryan Red doing a great job. Well, the Eat More Chips podcast, another brilliant one, very well put together, professional, a little bit how do I call you guys? I don't want to say older, savvy, experienced collection of people on there, and I do still have those Red Horde pins. I've got a whole bunch of them right here. And so I don't know what to do with these. I don't know whether it's just, I don't want to coordinate like a giveaway or having to go. Canada Post has a strike, so I can't even get them to you anyways. Oh, I'm there. Absolutely there. 100%. Whenever you want me, whenever you need me, you send me the message and I will be. So low is the volume. Did I bump something? I don't know. And they're all on Blue Sky, just saying, so you can go over there. Well, Josh jumping in says, I didn't get a Horde membership out of that donation. Local Pundit, if you're looking for other people to check in as well, Josh over at the Local Pundit. Holy cow. Techie. Slow down, my friend. Mass appreciation for the shared love here. Another shout out to Josh over at the Local Pundit. We may be putting something together. We're talking about it anyways. But he does watch-alongs as well. He's there almost every day with something. So if you're looking for news and updates and something to follow along. And I love the fact that M got caught in that sponsorship one. Woody gets caught in that one. Sci-fi. Good stuff. RKO you hit all the elements on that one. Sam getting one. Don. Good stuff. Loving it. Loving it. And you can always become a sponsor on your own accord. Mimi doing that. This is turning into a share the love day, and I appreciate that sort of stuff as we do it. Going crazy, and I appreciate it. Wrexham keeps on winning. Collaboration incoming. But I do want to put together a video as the gateway, right? That says, whether you're looking on YouTube for Liam or for Josh or for myself, or you can find the podcasters there as well, or the podcasters, which you can find on all of the podcast services, Spotify and on YouTube itself, and that includes the Eat More Chips podcast. Do that. The greatest flag in football, and so sign up for them. I'm trying to find out, Welsh, did you have a lead on as to when there's going to be games on the 17th? So it's going to be a while for when the round of 16 is going to be played. Round of 16, Virtu Trophy, or I should call it EFL Trophy. EFL Trophy, round of 16 games, 2024-25, to find out what window they're going to fit into. Round of 16, January 13, it says. 13 January. Upcoming fixtures. And let's just go over. Well, it said that, but it doesn't have the list. It said that on the Google search, so maybe not. Let's go to January and see if it's going to pop up on the EFL calendar. No fixtures available. Why did it show up on the Google search? 5 wins in a row in all competitions. And if you missed it, Mark Griffith said during the iFollow broadcast that this sets a record since 1920 when Wrexham joined the EFL. That's the first time we've gone 5 clean sheets in a row at home. And so that's crazy. Holy, the local pundits have all come over, and all without the funny hat, and I appreciate that. How did I get one of these awesome hats? I created a store that had a whole bunch of merch on it, and this was one of them. I haven't updated the store, and I kind of lost track with it during the move and had some things. So I've got to get back probably after Christmas, which doesn't make any sense for people who want to buy Christmas presents. But I wanted to perfect it. The hat, if you see, has a little bit of an imperfection with the M on Wrexham. And so I wanted to see if I could fix that. Maybe it's not worth fixing, but I wanted to get some consistency in the logo and clean that out and do a couple of other things before, and the pricing was off. So we'll be fixing that. Usually played on a Tuesday or Wednesday, so close to the Shrewsbury game on the 16th. So that's Wrexham Shrewsbury. That's the July game. So you'd think that may end up being canceled, and that makes sense. January 13th they've got as the window on Google. That accords with where things are on time-wise, 13th, 14th. So that's the right time period. And we've got that Thursday game with the 16th, which will probably now get punted. And so, yeah, there were other things. I don't have any others. I bought a t-shirt thing that had a James McLean thing and some other stuff, and so we'll go and look to bring that back. Reminder, what's coming up? I'm going to try and get the Who Are You series is out for Cambridge United, and we'll do that here in short order. It's going to be tough. I've got a lot of things going on in my world, but we'll see if I can stay dedicated to it. Other than that, we will be here on Saturday. I'm assuming that Brendan will be able to join us. He had to deal with some things today and wasn't able to do the production, so it's been all me like it was last year, and not as pretty, but we've certainly had some fun. So join us for the Cambridge one, and you'll see some of the things that we've added with the sound effects and the things where you in the chat can also take part in controlling what happens around me as we're working on that. I can bring it back and let you guys know how to order it and set things up here in short order. I hope. Let's see if I can do that maybe by the weekend. Who knows? Time is of the essence. We'll be here Sunday, the last match for the women in the Adran Premier League. They advanced to the semi-final in the trophy. They defeated Barrytown away. They're going to have Barrytown at the Rock this time on Saturday in the Adran Premier League. If you've not been following along, and I just put trophy, not league. If you haven't been following along with the women's competition, the top 4 in the Adran Trophy for the women advance into sort of the next round of competition, play each other once home and away to determine who wins the championship. The bottom 4 play to avoid relegation. Wrexham dangerous, not for relegation because the 2 teams below them have only 1 point, but they're sitting in 6th. They're at risk though and need to do some magic in order to climb into the top. They've played 9 games, and so they have 5 games remaining, and they're sitting 4 points out of 4th place, and Britain Ferry has 2 games in hand. So with Barrytown, if they're going to have any chance to move up there, it's pretty much they've got to win out and get some help. Hey, Ruby, how are ya? And so it could be Shrewsbury goes back to Saturday, so there's enough time for the Birmingham game that Thursday after. It's going to be an interesting thing to look at the schedule in that January 13, 16, and Dave says he'd buy that hat. Well, I guess that means the thing is I'm nervy about maybe I give a discount on the first couple ones just because I don't know whether I'll let you see the imperfection again. There's that M there. There's a little bit of red in the stitching in the M. Where am I? Right there. That I don't like. And I wanted to try and clear that up, maybe in the perfectionist that I am. But I can try it and see what happens. And if maybe give a discount on whoever does the next order. And if it comes back with the same stitching problem, at least I can let them know. The takeaway on Dave Foster, is that Brad Foster was very, very capable. He's a big body. He made 3 very good saves. Very early on, he had a shot low to his left from about 14 feet away. Certainly one that if it beat the goalkeeper, you wouldn't blame the keeper for it. Those saves to down low are difficult to get to, and he got down with his hand and was able to knock it clear. He was confident on a couple of corners, came out and collected nicely. He had a punch away on one, and he had 2 nice collects. He had another one that I think was earmarked for the corner from first glance. I haven't seen a replay of it. It may have been woodwork, but he had to dive all the way out to the left, and he made a great save on that one to keep that clear with a double stop. And then late in the match, on the second half, he had a long ball from about 25 feet coming that was directed to go into the goal, and he had 2 attackers flash in front of him looking for headers, and through the mob and everything, he was able to, on that hard entry, knock it down and get control. So for me, I can't say exceptional, remarkable, but he gets man of the match. He did his job. He made a lot of saves, and not all of them were powder puff variety. Big body. He looked good. He definitely looked solid. Yes, good weather. Hopefully a win. Make Wrexham great again. I can't do that. As a Canadian, I'm not getting into U.S. politics, other than to say tariffs are garbage, and I'll leave it at that. And I don't mean that just from a Canadian perspective, but from a North American perspective. And it's going to be a kick to the groin for a whole lot of people, U.S. included. And so I won't get into the make Wrexham great again hats. I can't do that. But getting away from the politics, so we'll be there for that. And then Deandra will be there Saturday for the Cambridge United. Deandra will be there Sunday for the Barrytown return match, this time in the league. And hopefully 3 points. They've been playing better, right? Like the start of the season. And to be fair, and Deandra, who's here, who does those matches all the time, I've only been able to watch like 3 or 4 of them, and then tune in once or twice to have chats with Deandra. They weren't bad at the start. They were just losing close matches, and I think a lot of criticism has been showered towards the manager there. But they've been playing better as of late, and so hopefully they're able to pull this out. If they can just eke into the top 4, I think you call the season a success. At the end of the day, the Cups are there to win, and I guess it doesn't matter if you hit the top 4 or the bottom 4, except for the quality of competition as to who you're playing against, as long as you don't go down. And that, right now, that's Aberystwyth and Cardiff that are in that plane. They've been playing better, but they don't make the darn goals. There's the summary for the Wrexham women in a nutshell. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to jump onto the work thing, try and grab a bite to eat on my side. Going to have to be a quick ramyun meal to be able to get caught up on things on this end. It is a 1-0 win. We move it into the round of 16 Northern Section. We'll have 2 rounds of Northern Section fights to go through before we end up getting to the semifinals. So that is 3 more wins in order to get to Wembley. How fun would that be? An EFL Trophy final in 2025 in Wembley, and I just want to get the date of that, just for anybody who was putting it on their potential watch thing to see if they can sneak in for a sneak overseas. The Virtue Trophy, the final, they've got quarterfinals. They've got February 3rd, so it'll be the week of January 13th, then the week of February 3rd. The finals or the semifinals come right after that. 2 weeks later, the week of February 17th. So February, we only have 4 league games, but it could get really busy if we were going through this competition, because we'd be at the start and in the middle, and then you've got the final, which it doesn't give me the date for. Haha, the jerks. EFL Trophy 2024-25, and they don't give it in on the wiki page either. Well, isn't that something special? We know it'll be there. We know it's in Wembley. If somebody else knows that, let us know. But yeah, December we're gonna be busy with a bunch of games, trying to build things up. January is gonna be crazy with a whole bunch of matches. February could be nuts if we end up advancing through, because you could end up having 2 extra league games to go with your 2 extra cup games to go with your 4 league games through February. All in the run up to the League One thing. Busy, but a lot of fun. The EFL Trophy has been penciled for April 13th at Wembley. So that would be a long time coming, that'd be a month and a half long gap between the semifinal and the final, but it'd be a lot of fun and another good day for Wrexham as we start to care. And I'm curious about the attendance if they have them up around the other teams. They won't have them yet, but I want to take a look at those. The EFL Trophy far more supported in Wrexham than it is elsewhere, and I don't know if it's because of ticket scarcity to be able to go and see your club, so you just go seeing anybody. I don't know if that's because of the influence of Mr. Harvey and how he's been he kind of invited the U21s, which is a reason for a large amount of the protest as to why fans are supportive of it. Whether that's just because the Wrexham fans enjoy the cold weather so much and so they just like to be out there for Tuesday afternoons, I don't know, but the attendance seems to be a lot higher for the trophy matches. I'm going to sign off. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who's been here for this one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys Saturday. And stay tuned for the Who Are You series. Have a good one, everybody.